Welcome to the Average Insomnia Podcast with your hosts, Insomniac and Electric Messiah, where no topic is off limits and the filter is turned off. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Alrighty, Average Insomnia, episode 21. Finally. Last week I had some technical difficulties, but we're here. And you want to introduce yourselves?
I am the Electric Messiah.
And I'm Jeenouse. Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Anybody got any topics you want to talk
You
about?
didn't introduce yourself. You never introduced yourself.
Well, I'm Insomniac, for those that don't know. Or Andy, as my brother always wants to call me by my real name in his videos, but whatever. always has to say my full name all the time. But that's Rob. What you gonna do? Well, we can start wherever. You got something to mention, or?
How's Florida?
It's amazing. So I'm from Las Vegas, and I just came here for law school, and it's like different, it's crazy. So when I first came here, people were all like, oh, like Jacksonville, it's ghetto, blah, blah, but like the area I'm in is actually really, really nice. Like, it's crazy. The people here are super nice. They have that like stuff mentality. It's just like I've encountered some really, really cool people here, but so far, so great. I really like it.
And my dad's actually somewhere down there. I forget where off the top of my head, but he's down there till March sometime. He's been down there since right after Christmas. Him and my stepmom went down there for vacation, I guess. So.
Oh, good shit.
They just took their car and their small RV. I call it a van / RV because it's essentially a van, but
Winnebago.
Just get like a dope ass RV and just fucking like go, man.
Drive it off a fucking cliff.
Just do shit, I just want to do
Hell
that.
yeah.
But
Hell yeah.
that's where they'll be till sometime next month. So.
Oh, good shit. Now, does as much crazy shit happen in Florida as the media perpetrates, as Florida is built up to be?
You know what? Speaking of shit, I was just on Yahoo today, and I saw some article about some lady who got married, and she took some weird photographs of like her next to an alligator doing some weird shit with her husband. So, I mean, I don't know. The area I'm in is like really, really cool, but like I haven't really seen too much like super crazy shit happening. I mean, I'm in law school right now, so it's like the people I'm around are really like chill, very sharp people, and like not really the type to like, screw around or do some weird shit. I've been told I have some like swamps around my apartment area, and I guess there's like alligators and stuff, and like I don't know, I heard some story about some dude who went into that swamp and like died and like got eaten up and shit. So yeah, you better stay away from there. And I'm like, I'll even know that.
Well, that's why like a long time ago I know there was always warnings about people leaving their kids out in playpens in their backyards and whatnot, because I guess someone came out and the playpen was empty and the kid was gone, and an alligator ended up getting the baby.
Yeah. And they're quick too. They'll snap you, take you in, you're done, you know?
Yeah.
I heard this thing where, like, if you are being attacked by an alligator, if you poke their eyeballs or something, like, they'll back away from you. So,
I think that's with anything that comes after you.
Well, thankfully, since I can still carry, I'll end up just shooting an alligator right in the eye if I have to.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, you can't shoot them anywhere else because it's just going to more or less ricochet off of them, so.
I want to fight a fucking alligator.
I know.
I want to take an alligator into the ring.
I seen a story recently, or it might have happened in the last couple of days. There was a guy who fought a juvenile mountain lion. Like, he choked it out because it was trying to attack him. and
Fucking
he
beast.
ended up getting away. He choked it out. I mean, I think he was a fight. He's a fighter too, but he was just walking somewhere, and a mountain lion tried attacking him, and he choked it out like he would a person in the ring.
Where the fuck was he walking to?
I don't remember.
No, what the?
I know PK was talking about it too, but I did hear something about that. He was a jogger, just jogging or something, and somewhere where there's mountain lions, and they tried attacking him, so he choked it out.
That's
Fuck.
insane.
But-
I know some UFC fighter, some Russian dude or something, who like used to wrestle bears when he was younger.
Yeah, I heard of that shit.
Well,
Crazy.
I don't think it was no full-grown bear, because I don't think he'd be standing there if it was.
Big bears, I think. Oh hell no! I would never wrestle a big ass adult
Fuck
bear. Hell no. If you
Shit,
paid for $1 million, I still wouldn't do it. I'd be like, peace out.
Man.
Thankfully, here in Michigan, I don't got to worry about anything like that.
Well, yeah, you're not in the UP.
Oh yeah, they got like elk and stuff way up there, but
Yeah, I fucking when I was in the UP a couple summers ago, I held one of those baby bears. Well, baby, but it was big. It was probably as big as me.
We're giant.
no, you didn't
Yeah,
just like
so-
go out in the wild and pick one up, did you?
No, it was trained.
I was gonna say,
They're so
you
soft,
did that,
too.
Mama's gonna be right behind you.
Yeah, fuck no.
That's why I say if you ever see a baby bear in the wild, don't go up to it because it's Mama's.
I'd wrestle an
Close by.
alligator.
Right next
Not
to
a
it.
Uh-huh.
Not fuck with no bears. I ain't fuck with no bears at all.
Fuck that shit.
I know when Rob went to Florida a few weeks ago and he was hanging out with my dad and my stepmom, they were walking around some road and swamp on either side, and they were actually looking for alligators and whatnot, and he's all obsessed, and oh, maybe that's an alligator, oh, there's one. And
Oh yeah, I seen him upload some videos of. I don't know if he was with you, or he was in Florida, I think.
no, he wasn't with
Probably
me
with
then,
his
no.
yeah,
I haven't been in
probably
Florida
with his
since I
dad.
was 11 years old, but he was,
Yeah, Rob's walking down a dirt road and shit, right next to a fucking swamp, and sees an alligator, and he's just standing there filming it. Fucking
Rob's a
crazy.
fucking beast. Well,
well,
Florida.
it was far enough away where it was, if it tried coming after him, he could have ran away, so.
They could run pretty
'Cause
fast.
it was a good 50 feet or better away from the road, so just chilling.
Shit, I mean, when was the last time Rob ran?
Yeah,
Honestly.
no shit.
Shit.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rob's a beast.
He-
He's cool.
Yeah.
he always says he's losing weight. I don't see it.
Fuck. Not going to Panda Express. Not.
Hey, I just went
going-
there last night.
Nice.
Well,
I
my,
love-
my daughter wanted to go at the mall, so. And the mall's the
There's
only
a-
one around, so.
Yeah, there's a Panera Bread and a Panda Express right down my street, and I'm always hanging around both those places. So I'm a fat ass for Panda Express.
Quick question: have you ever gotten the soup in a bread bowl at Panera?
Yes, that's like my favorite thing. Damn, I feel
okay.
so up.
You're supposed to eat like it's sociably acceptable if you eat the bowl, right? Like that's why it's made out of bread, right?
I fuck that bowl up. I fuck
Hell yeah.
everything. So what I do is like, okay, so Panera Bread tries to rip you off. What they do is like, you'll ask for the soup, right? The soup in the bread bowl.
Oh,
And
you
they'll
want to buy
put
an
the
apple?
stick
Do you want this?
They'll like give you some bullshit like few teaspoons of soup. What I do is I get the soup on the side and then, the bread bowl, and then I just pour the soup inside and I get like a ton of extra soup. So, and then once I finish the soup, I just like fuck up the rest of that bread. So good. It's so
Yeah.
good. I don't
Yeah.
throw it away.
I can't say I've ever been to Panera Bread. I don't know whether there is one around here.
They're good, but their food never fills me up. I'll be completely honest. I'll get the sandwich, I'll get the soup, and then right after I finish everything, I'll still be like, yo, I'm starving. I need like 4 of them to fill me up, dog.
Yeah, the last time I was at Panera, I was gonna flip this old lady through one of the windows because she was like dead ass like staring at me because I was eating the bread bowl. I was like, what the fuck?
Supposed to.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys know of Tubby Subs. You ever heard of that place? I don't know if it's just Michigan or whatnot. It's
I thought you were talking about Boogie 2998.
no, it's a sub shop. It's a lot better than Subway. So if you ever see a Tubby's, go in there and get a sub. They're nice. Their best ones are
I like,
Tubby's Famous. It's pretty good. I go there probably a couple times a week.
I like Jimmy John's.
Yeah, Jamie John's is biblical.
Yep.
I don't like Subway's. I don't like their chicken. Their chicken isn't too good.
Yeah, it's not great. Once I started having Tubby's again, I'm like, you know what? Screw Subway. Just a lot better.
Yeah, it's all about the quality of the meat. Sometimes when you go to like Subway and stuff, like they keep the meat out for too long, then it starts to smell and shit. So
Yeah.
Wasn't there a thing a while back that said their bread was like 1 molecule away from being plastic?
yeah, they faced like a couple of lawsuits in the past because supposedly it's not like a foot long.
Yeah, it's like
Hmm.
about 10 inches or something like that. It's a
Yeah,
little short.
10.5. Yeah.
I was also wondering, like, how come we don't see anything on that Jared guy? How come we don't see him anymore?
Yeah, he's in prison. He's done for.
Was he like some like pedophilia or something on prison?
Yeah.
Yep, child porn.
But the thing is, the director who would film all the commercials and shit that worked for Subway knew about it, and he got charged as well because he tried covering it up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I mean, how do you look at Jared? Just look at his eyes. Look at his fucking little beady little eyes, and how could you not tell me that he's not a chomo? Like, you could just see it in his eyes.
Well, see, his commercials are a lie too, because he'd always show like videos of when he was really huge and now he's skinny, and oh, all I did was eat Subway. Bullshit. There's no way just
Bullshit.
eating Subway.
Yeah. I don't think Subway was around back then.
There's
That's
no
true.
way. I mean, you got to work out and shit too. You know, you can't just eat Subway.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I lost all this weight. No, I don't
Fuck.
think so. I think they should have used the Subway commercial from Happy Gilmore. The Adam Sandler made. That would be cool.
That'd be cool,
Be a lot better than Jared.
Jared.
Honestly, anything would be better than Jared.
Yeah, I think anyone that does that kind of crap, just instead of charging them, just give them a bullet to the head. End it.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, sorry about that.
It's like
having
pedophiles don't
Bill-
need to exist.
Have him go out like Jeffrey Dahmer. Get his head smashed in.
Hey, if Jeffrey Dahmer was still alive, I'd say, hey, give him a meal.
Mm.
Crazy. Is it true that like if you go to prison for child pedophilia, like people there kill you and shit?
Yep,
Hell yeah.
that's what I've heard. Because
Like why though? Like
going against kids is the one thing you do not do. No matter, I mean, even the hardest guy that murdered 20 people, he'll kill you for going after kids like that.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
It's the
Yeah,
one
it's
crime
fucked.
that's looked down by even criminals. So
Shit.
yeah, if you go to prison for that, you're not lasting too long. I guarantee it. They'll have to put you in solitary.
Keep that in
There's an
mind.
actor on Glee like a few years ago. Have you heard about Mark Salling? That one case, the dude from Glee.
I don't think I have.
No.
Yes, he had like a bunch of child porn stashed on his computer, and like one of his bitches found out, and she told the cops and stuff. So he got caught, and then before he even got sentenced to prison, he just killed himself. And he was like, "Fuck it, you know, my life is ruined. You know, probably getting my ass kicked in prison."
Hey,
Scary.
he took the loser way out. That's all I see it.
That's pussy way out.
It's like, really face up to what you did.
Fuck.
That's it.
Don't even let it come to that point.
Well, yeah.
I know.
Actually get into that shit.
So scary.
Hell, there's groups out there trying to make it socially acceptable. Just like,
yeah,
just like the
I thought
whole,
that too.
you know, they got the groups for the whole transgender and all this crap, and you know, the gay rights and all this. There's people out there with groups trying to make pedophilia acceptable.
Heard about that. I think it's sick. I think it's disgusting.
I think he froze again.
Yeah, I think he froze.
Well, he hasn't disconnected, so he's still there.
Yeah. I don't know if he paused or something.
I think I was, yeah, I don't know. I'm playing with magnets and shit, and I think it accidentally, like, triggered something in my computer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're frozen right now.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Fuck.
You just not having any luck with that tonight, are you?
Nah. I mean, would things fuck up if I were to like leave but join right away?
I can just always reconfigure everything. It'd throw the screens off a little bit for a minute, but I could always fix it again.
Fuck, dude, this shit like always happens. Like I don't know what the like my computer literally just like fell asleep right now. Like it went to sleep. It's not hot. It's nothing.
Well, that's for one reason why you don't play with magnets near a computer.
Magnets next to a computer.
It's not even magnets. It's a fucking. It's a. Well, you can't see it, but fuck.
Yeah, because if you get a magnet near your hard drive, it can erase your hard drive.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good. Which obviously it didn't do because you're still connected. Oh, there you are.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
It's a fucking stylus, and I didn't know this shit's fucking magnetic. My fucking. All this shit's fucking magnetic. Oh my god.
There was something that I had. I can't think of what the hell it was now, but it's got magnets on it. I didn't realize it until a little while ago. Like a case for something I got or something like that.
Wait, so how do you know Barnabas? How did you meet him?
Shit, it is a long story. Well, I mean, not really. It's not really long. Rewind back to approximately 2014, circa 2014, and I used to troll on Twitter, and I came across this troll group that ended up trolling Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, which I did not know that had happened. I didn't find out about that until months after I came across this troll group. And I guess, fucking with this troll group, fucking with people on Twitter, I eventually moved on over to YouTube. And I guess that's how Barnabas, has stayed, in contact with me over the years since 2014, just watching all my YouTube videos and shit, which I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I don't know what I did on YouTube or whatever to get his interest, but I did.
Yeah. He's an amazing guy. He's top notch for sure. Like, he's really good at giving advice, very sharp, very smart. And I think he's really into psychology, because he just reads people so well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be like, hey Barnabas, what's this? Hey Barnabas, what's that? And it's just he knows the outcome of everything. He's such a cool dude. He's amazing. Amazing person.
I just want to be careful what I say about him because I know he's going to watch this. Not that I would say anything bad, but love you, Barnabas.
Love you, Barnabas.
I want to say he sent me a message on Twitter. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
real quick.
that was that weird anonymous account that's been messaging you.
The Weeblos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barnabas is fucking crazy. Man, I can't even say half the shit that he's done.
Dude, what? Define crazy. Because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I can't say too much. But,
yeah, don't get him in trouble.
Yeah. I've kind of sworn to secrecy. I'm loyal to him. He's loyal to me. At least I hope so. I like to think that he is. We kind of have we have kind of a mutual respect towards each other.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's really chill. I literally trust him with my life.
And you've never met him. You don't even know what he looks like. That's a crazy thing.
It's so weird. It's I don't even know him, but I trust him so blindly,
Fuck. How did you come across him?
Same thing. I was on Twitter. I've had Twitter for years.
Yeah.
And trolls that I've known since I was 16, 17, 24. So I think I started talking to Barn maybe about a year ago. And, I would always talk to him. He would always give me advice, and he was the one that actually told me like, "You should do like videos of Wings of Redemption," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And like everything he told me, it's like worked out in his favor. He's such a cool dude. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's very. I don't know. There's just something about him. Very articulate, very cordial, very intelligent. He's a rare type. He's a rare breed amongst
Very,
the lot that you come across on the internet.
very
Freaking,
true.
now that you mentioned Wings, recently his car got a recall. This car that he just bought, this Mustang,
Thing.
which
Can
people
he
don't
even fit in
realize.
it?
He said in one of his videos that he didn't even have the title when he bought the car. He was waiting for some other guy to get the title to send to him, because it was a salvage title. So how can
Why do you?
you don't buy a vehicle and not get the title when you buy it?
He's
Because,
so dumb.
You don't buy a Savage vehicle
Yeah.
at all.
well, yeah, it was considered totaled. That's why it's got the salvage title. But the
But
guy fixed it, and I guess he proved that it's roadworthy, and which is why he's able to drive it and sell it and whatnot. So then, now Wings has to go through and do the whole thing of proving that it's roadworthy and have it inspected and this and that, and
Which he's not gonna do.
I'm not gonna
He's
do
gonna have
it.
then he's all bragging that it's a V6. I was like telling somebody earlier, it's like, really,
A
V6?
V6.
My truck would whoop the shit out of his Mustang.
Mustangs aren't even that fast.
I know, right?
I mean, if it was a
Carrying
V8,
him?
it'd be a little better.
Carrying him? God.
But yeah,
You lucky.
6-cylinder, that ain't
In a
nothing.
Mustang, like
I mean, I drive a 2013 Silverado. That thing, that car's a piece of crap. I mean, I think it was something else he had to get fixed on it too. I forget what it was. It's just like robbing his
Shit.
semi truck. 2 weeks after he bought it, he blows an airline and one of his tires blows out. And then, like a week ago, he found a crack in his windshield.
Oh my God.
So that's
That's-
three things within a month or two of him having the truck that has gone wrong.
I don't know. That might be the Williams brothers and the Luke crew fucking with him.
yeah, they probably looted him.
Well,
I heard that I heard that the Resistance hideout was looted.
you know how many times I've heard that crap? It's like, really? Resistance hideout? Far from it. Well, Rob had to go around about a year or so ago telling all these lies. Like, oh, it's got underground structure underneath it, and there's like all these hiding spots, and I got a weapons cache here, and this and that, and Rob, oh, I got tons of guns. No, you don't. You got like 8 or 9. He's got like 2 more than I do. That's
more
not
than
that's
what I
not a
got.
ton of
Shit.
guns. That's not really.
I think done.
I think the way he put it was stash. That's not even a stash.
It's a cache.
Cache.
But then, what was it, a couple months ago, I didn't see the message until 2 weeks after he sent it to me. He actually threatened to block me if I didn't stop correcting him and calling him out on all his bullshit.
Mm.
Because, every video he put up, I was correcting, just to be an ass, I was correcting his spelling
Yeah.
and words he was saying wrong.
Mhm.
I'd correct it and call him out on his lies, and he got tired of it, and he's like, oh, I'm going to block you if you don't quit doing this.
I mean, maybe you don't have to correct him, but I think
I just did it to get under his skin. No,
a certain
as far as him
someone.
saying things wrong that he's trying to talk about, it just makes him sound stupid. And
I think a certain someone by the name of Anonymous Soldier.
Yeah.
what about him?
I don't know. He's definitely sent shockwaves
I've heard
in
of that
our,
guy.
our little circle. Yeah.
I got accused of being that guy.
Mm.
Wait, what happened? Was this guy?
Some dude named Anonymous Soldier who just randomly started fucking with Rob, pretending to be anonymous, or I don't know, maybe he is anonymous. I don't know him. I don't know him personally.
It's what the default picture looks like.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rob and picking fights with them, do you ever see those Twitter fights between Williams brothers and Rob? Funniest thing
Yeah.
ever. That's what I live for.
Oh yeah, I took a screenshot and I forgot to send them to you, Andy, because they blocked you.
What was their Twitter name?
Jamal Two Turn.
Oh yeah, they blocked me.
One of the Williams.
I don't remember why they blocked me, but
But yeah, the tweet consisted something of Rob cheating on his fiance or doing something with his fiance. I don't know. I don't know
there
too
was
much.
something Rob tried sending me, and he tried sending me one of their tweets within like yesterday or something. It said, "Can you confirm this rumor?" And when I clicked on it, that's when I realized I was blocked by this person, so I couldn't see it. It was that Jamal whatever. But he's got me blocked, so I can't see what Rob is talking about. And I asked him, what's the rumor? I can't see it, but he hasn't responded yet. So
That's so
Maybe I can
weird.
look it up. What's his username again?
Jamal Two Turned. Like I think it's the letter two or the number two. Fuck.
JAAL 2 turns. Brother 2 turns. I know they have
Yeah.
like accounts, but they all get suspended.
yeah, he tweeted
Uh,
Rob, I guess, or Rob saw it one of his tweets, and he was trying to. He asked me, "Can you confirm this rumor?" And I couldn't see it because I'm blocked.
Yeah, I think it was actually Jamal Williams that framed Raging Rob for the shooting of Alton Sterling,
Oh yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that.
and he got retweeted by fucking
Meek
Meek
Mill.
Mill.
Bills. Yeah, I remember that.
God,
Yeah.
I remember being on Twitter. This happened in 2017. The hour that
Yeah.
was happening. God, poor Rob.
Funniest thing ever. Holy shit.
Yeah, he gets 2 seconds of notice from a celebrity, and he thinks he's known by all these celebrities and everything else.
Not for the things that you want to be known for.
It's like, yeah, okay, Rob. I had a conversation with John Cooper from Skillet on Twitter right before I went to one of his concerts. I'm not claiming to be anything special because of it.
Shit, I met Sven Gulli. That's like the only celebrity I met.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Sven Gulli.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Might be a Chicago thing.
So then, what is he? Is he an actor or something?
No, he ran like some fucking, what do you call it? It's like a late night show, but rather than a talk show, he would just play like old horror movies.
Oh, damn. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Better not do that on YouTube. They'll copyright your ass for that one.
Yeah, that's man. So something very interesting has happened. I have gained the attention of the one and only El Prestador. El Prestor.
No way!
Yeah. So, Andy, you're probably familiar with this. You too, Jeenouse. I'm bringing back the UVC. And I asked for El Prestador's blessing, and he gave me it. He gave me his blessing.
Now, what you need to do is do like I suggested on El Prestor's video when he was behind that semi truck driving down the road saying it was Rob. I said,
It
hey,
was.
I said, we need to get you and Rob on my podcast.
That would be God tier. That would be fucking biblical.
That'd be
Holy
so
shit.
But, I mean, El Prestador, he used to be one of the biggest names in gaming on YouTube, and now look at him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he strived to achieve that. It was just by luck.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't even do it no more. If he did,
No.
he'd probably still be up there.
He would be making money.
I mean,
He'd
I
be
don't know what he
making some
does
serious
for his
bank.
actual job, but
Probably
I
can.
know he does
Sure.
YouTube videos, but he doesn't actually make money out of that stuff, does he?
No.
not like he used to.
Yeah. I wonder why he stopped.
I mean, he was back when you had 200,000 subs. That was considered a big thing. Now it's just like there's thousands of people that have millions.
I don't know. He just
Yeah, I
lost
know.
interest.
I think that happens to a lot of people. But I think right when you get to like a peak, you just kind of like start to lose interest, kind of like, move away from it,
Oh, the funny thing about Rob, if you guys remember when El Prestor was filming videos trying to knock down trees in his backyard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Rob actually tried that up north, and
Ah.
I filmed it. I got the video somewhere, but he was trying to knock down a dead tree just like El Prestor.
I think I remember that video.
Yeah,
He wasn't able
it
to get
didn't
it
work
knocked
too
down.
well. I mean, it was dead, but he hit it a couple times and it wouldn't go down. And finally, I think he ended up grabbing it and just shaking it like crazy, and then he got it to fall down. But it was just
Rob.
funny watching him hit the thing with his shoulder and it wouldn't fall.
God.
I mean, he was kicking it and everything else. If I find the video, I'll show you. But I seen it not too long ago when I was looking through some stuff. But yeah, I just thought of that because of El Prestor. But that's like Rob's idol.
Yeah, yeah.
Then when he finally got to meet him, he was all excited. Oh, guess who I just met? Guess who I just met? I'm like, yeah, I saw your video.
Fuck. Shit. I mean, Rob can say that he's met El Prestor. No one ever can say that. No one.
I mean, he's talked to me a couple times. Like in his videos, he's mentioned me or something once or twice, and it's like, okay, whatever. It's like I recorded for Keemstar before. Okay.
Yeah.
He used to follow me on Twitter. Like, after, like, my third YouTube video, I had Keemstar follow me, and, like, I talked to him for a little bit. I stopped making videos, then we just all unfollowed each other, so...
Huh.
Crazy.
I still say they all need to bring their trolling group back, because that was good days of YouTube right there. That was perfect trolling when they had the FAG, Federation of Asshole Gamers. That was great.
It's like now everyone's getting reported and stuff and like suspended left and right. Twitter's sensitive now because it's fucking younger generation,
Well, it's like, okay, they won't get monetized off making that, but he helps develop games and shit like that. So I know he's not hurting for money, and I'm pretty sure he's not making any from YouTube because of most of what his content is. So I mean, they'll demonetize you for saying the F word.
True.
Which I'm not worried about because I'm not getting monetized anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
fuck
until they made their
that.
changes, which I didn't make anything from it anyway after YouTube took their cut. But... basically, I was making money for YouTube, pretty much, before they made their changes. Now I don't have the views or the subscribers or whatnot to get monetization again, so...
Shit.
But
Rest in peace.
no loss to me. I mean, I work 40 hours a week. I got enough money, so...
Hell yeah.
Money off ads and stuff, or like no, not yet.
Well, that's what it was. Is like I do the monetization thing, and they put an ad on my video and whatnot, and I'm supposed to get a certain cut of it, but since my views are so low, YouTube got it all.
Yeah, shit.
And now that they made their changes, where you gotta have so many views and subscribers and this and that, like you gotta have so many views a month to even get it. So now it's just like I don't get it, and it's like no loss to me really, because I wasn't really getting anything from it anyway.
Yeah.
That means all the YouTubers have to get up and get real jobs now.
Yeah, at least the ones under 10,000 subscribers.
Shit.
I mean, it'd be nice to be like some of them big ones where you just do that all day and not have to work. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Hell yeah, just be Wings.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Work,
I think I'd have to be a
shit.
little bit more active than Wings.
Be fat as fuck, eat whatever the hell you want. Rip off 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
Hell
he
yeah.
hasn't lost much since his surgery either. It doesn't look like it.
I heard that Wings faked his surgery. Is that true?
I think he did show the scar right after he got it.
That could just be stretch marks, honestly.
I mean, he might have. I mean, you get a little fake, Halloween makeup, you can fake anything.
Like a Halloween makeup, do a scar. That's it.
Yeah.
Much at all.
Now, Boogie, on the other hand, he's actually lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, that's impressive.
course.
I've seen photos of him.
Of course, he actually went through with it for sure that we know of. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't. Well,
But I mean, he's
I don't
actually getting out.
know.
He's losing weight. He's getting out there, being more active. What is Wings doing? He went out to buy a car. That's probably the first time he left in a month.
Licking his plate.
Banquet meals.
Banquet
Hell
meal.
yeah.
Zaxby's nuggets.
Yep.
God.
Dude, there's a Zaxby's. Okay, so we don't have a Zaxby's in Vegas, but Zaxby's kind of next down to my feet, and like I kind of want to go to it and just try the nuggets, and just be like, okay, like this is what Wings likes. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so. Are they even good or no?
I don't know. I think I drove past one the other day. I don't even remember where.
I don't even think they have it up here in Michigan.
There's one right here, and I'm like right when I saw it, I was like, yep, Wings. I need to just really quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Like a little. I have a bladder swirl.
Fuck. If only I can. Nah, not even if only I can. Like, I can't even imagine what Wings' bedroom smells like. What his bed smells like. Oh.
Yeah, considering you know he's got a sweat in his sleep because of how big he is, especially being in South Carolina,
Oh my god.
where it's like always warm.
Fuck.
That guy,
Just-
I don't know how you can let yourself get that big. It's like,
I'd
okay,
kill myself.
I can understand, you know, there is things, food addiction is a thing, but it's like, why let yourself get 400 pounds? Like, really? I mean, he's bigger now than when I first started watching him on YouTube.
Man, I'd kill myself if I got to 300.
I first
Holy
heard about
shit.
Wings when he was still with Machinima, when he was feuding with Keemstar.
Mm.
And he was making threats toward him and all that. That's when I
I
first
remember
heard
that
about him.
shit. I remember that shit. Hell yeah. Fuck. Fucking.
I still think it's funny that Wings actually did comment on was it a live stream or something I did? Or a video I did, he commented on, or no, it was a live stream. He was in the chat. Because me and John were doing a podcast and we were talking about Wings, and somebody told Wings, and he wouldn't come on the podcast.
Wow.
That was a few years ago. That was probably, hell, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to make him dance.
But
Very, very sensitive,
He-
very easily.
well, it's like someone said in a chat of one of his streams. It's like he complains about these trolls all the time. They're the ones keeping him relevant. If you think about it, like Wings would be nothing if it weren't for them making content, because people wouldn't know who he is. New people are finding out about him and
Mhm.
going to his live streams. So it's like they're actually helping him more than they're hurting him, even though they're driving him batshit crazy. But
Yeah, same with SoSlob 187. Like, the only thing that's even keeping it, like, his channel's on life support right now. The only thing keeping him alive is El Presador and the trolls. Basically, all of my viewers. My viewers are keeping his channel alive.
well, that's what people don't realize. Even negative attention is still attention.
Attention,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like, all my viewers are all trolls. Like, I'm not gonna be a little bitch and block them. Like, I know who keeps, you know, who watches me and shit. I'm not gonna fucking disrespect my audience.
all them VB3 fuckers, I got them all blocked. I don't care. They've done enough shit over the last 9 years. I got them all
So-
blocked.
I got my Skype account locked when I went to go sign in to start this Skype call. My shit was locked because apparently my shit was hacked into.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's not good.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
I just wonder who the hell got into my Verizon account. I'm still trying to figure out if it was those VB3 assholes or it was just some random person, which it could have very well
some
been.
some random Pakistani.
I mean, it could have been some random ass person, but then again,
Yeah.
with those guys starting to try their shit again, it could have been one of them. But I know that guy Marston, but I think I told you he had his account locked or suspended.
Clit.
Yep.
How do you get your username to be Clit? What strings did he have to pull? Like,
Well,
honestly.
he got his account suspended because of me. So
Nice. Hell yeah.
but I don't know if he knows it's me that had that happen, but I'm sure he has some idea. The only one I don't have blocked is that little fucker Ekaj that lives in Ohio.
Mm.
I'd still like to know where. I know he lives, I think, near either Cincinnati or Dayton, somewhere around that way. I think it's near Cincinnati, Ohio.
All over Halo. Just over like one Halo match.
Yep. Basically, well, it was one video where they tried making us look stupid. I took their video and turned it around against them. And they got pissed off, and that's how all this shit started. So,
Over one Halo match?
yep. About 9 years ago, I was hacked about 20,000 times. I've been swatted 14 or 15 times back then. I didn't tell you, I don't think, but they sent pizza to my house about a week or two ago.
What kind of pizza?
It's Pizza Hut. I don't know. I seen the guy because I got one of them Ring video doorbells, and it went off on my phone. Said, there's someone at your door. I'm like, okay, I go out and look, and there's a pizza guy standing there. So immediately, I'm like,
Or YouTube viewers? Oh, sorry. I had 2 YouTube viewers who sent me free pizza.
Hell yeah,
well,
nice.
I guarantee you this pizza wasn't paid for. So I just opened the door and said, yeah, I didn't order no pizza. The guy says my name. I'm like, yeah, that's my name, but it wasn't me. And then he says the address. I'm like, yeah, I've had people fucking with me, so yeah, I didn't order this. So
Man,
yeah.
be careful
Sorry
when you
for
open
your
that
trouble,
door.
But then because I was about to leave for work, like within 5 minutes of that guy showing up. So on
Hey,
my
you're
way
lucky
to
it was
work, I called Pizza Hut and told him, hey, if anyone calls, acting like me, that don't believe it, because I never call in my orders to Pizza Hut. I use the app. So they made a note of that on my account. So now they know if anyone calls acting like me, that it's a prank call.
Hey, you're lucky you were greeted by a pizza guy and not a bunch of like laser pointers
Oh,
pointing
yeah.
at your head and shit.
Yeah,
Honestly.
thankfully that I've never had it go that bad. All the times I was swatted, the worst was when I had the 3 shotguns pointed at me, but thankfully it hasn't
one
gone
of
that
the
bad.
pizzas I got, okay, so one of them was a pepperoni pizza, and one of them put it like in a shape of a heart. And that was really cute. Yeah. And it was really cute.
That's just a fan. That's not somebody trying to do anything nefarious or nothing, but I kind of wonder if that pizza was paid for, if I should have taken it or whatnot. Because if I would have known for sure it was paid for, I would have taken it to work.
You gotta ask, be like, oh, has it been paid for? And then in my case, they're like, yeah, it's been paid for. And I was like, sweet, free pizza.
But
awesome.
knowing those
Man.
guys, I guarantee it probably wasn't paid for, so. I mean,
Always.
I didn't give the guy a chance to ask me for any money or anything, so.
Who knows, Andy? It might have been like one of your
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
Just get free pizza.
Yeah, I guarantee it. If it's not VB3, then nobody has my address. Which I don't even know how they got it. They claim they saw my house number in one of my videos, and then during the video I was driving somewhere, and they looked up, that places supposedly close to my address, and that's how I figured out where I was and whatnot.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to dox someone. You honestly just need their name, like their full name and what city they live in.
Well, see, I did remove my address from whitepages.com, so I think if they went on another site and actually paid to get my personal information, they could still get it. But
it's only like $5 or $10.
But just going on White Pages, if you look up my name, it's not going to come up with my current address. I mean, at one point it showed me under
my
my
off White Pages.
Nope, you just claim it as yours, and.
Huh.
But I pay $5 a month so I can get actual real addresses of people. Like, say somebody gives me a name of somebody that's fucking with them. Well, I can look up the name and actually get their physical address and phone number and all that off of White Pages.
Really?
Because I got a premium account.
But then once you get their information, what can you do? Like, go to the police and be like, hey, like, they hacked my account. Like, what's the police gonna do,
They're actually going to do nothing, because at one time when those guys were messing with me, I had probably a stack like this thick of conversations, usernames, aliases, like real name aliases they supposedly had, locations, all this crap, emails, things they were saying that they were going to hack me and this and that. Gave it all to the cops. Never heard anything about it. And I sent a copy to the FBI too, since they deal with cyber shit like that. And nothing happened.
My YouTube was like, you know, getting really big. I would have dudes call me every day on like unknown numbers, like trying to flirt, and like I would get like at least 10 calls a day.
I
10
had
calls.
I had a
My
15,000
Postmates like 2-3 days ago too.
That's fucked.
I had a 15,000 subscriber
200
channel hacked away
shit.
from me. So
It happens. It's just part of being like a YouTuber or just like an influencer in general. You're gonna get like crazy fans.
yep, you just gotta watch it and don't put any personal information you don't want getting out there. Which I mean, I might have showed my house number in a video or something, but which I don't know how you'd see it really, because I got a sign that's hanging right in front of it.
They're smart. And then some of these viewers, they're very sharp, you know. They'll find things like that. Like, I didn't post my phone number online, and somehow all of a sudden 10 calls a day, 15 calls a day, they find stuff about you.
Well, that's like last night when I said that somebody actually somehow got into my Verizon account and changed my password, and they changed my zip code to my former zip code. So I couldn't even get into my account, and I had to wait till this morning to call them. So,
That
but
sucks.
I know, about 5 or 6 years ago, those idiots actually somehow got into my account. I think I might have been with T-Mobile then or something. Or maybe I was with Verizon, I don't remember. But they got into my account, acted like me, I guess, and called them and whatnot, and had my number switched to a different device. Because I tried making a call, and I couldn't do it.
That's crazy.
So I had to call Verizon and like on another phone or whatnot. Actually, I think I might have called them through Skype or something because I couldn't get through on my phone. But I had to call and have my number put back on my device, on my phone, because they switched my number to a different device.
Crazy.
Shit.
They will do, they do that stuff to you. You know, you think like, oh, they'll never find this, they'll never find that, but they'll find it.
Oh, my
They
main
found my
my main email address is the recovery email address for my old Comcast email that I don't use anymore. It's on my past account. Somebody actually got into that account because I got the notification on my main email now saying, oh, somebody was on this account and whatnot. It said somewhere about Nevada or something is where the location was. So somebody in Nevada got into my old Comcast email that I don't use anymore.
No, that sucks.
Because I seen it and I'm like, yeah, that's with an old Comcast account. I couldn't use it anymore, so because it's a different account. But so I really don't care about that one. But it actually said it was in Nevada somewhere.
That's some
I
scary
had
shit.
dudes find out, like they've like spoken to my ex-boyfriend. You know, I've been spoken to like 5 years. They found out where he worked, like his phone number, where he lived and stuff. And like I haven't spoken to that fool in years. I don't even have him on social media, and they've still found all of this shit out. It's crazy. Like they will dig really, really deep to like find some shit about you. It's insane.
Yeah, that's the thing. If somebody wants to find you, if they have the means and the drive to do it, they're gonna do it.
They will.
Which I mean,
You don't.
these
people.
these idiots a while back they were saying, oh, we're gonna meet you in Michigan and we want to fight you and this and that. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Then they sent me a screenshot or a picture saying, oh, this is where I'm at. And they sent me some random street name in Detroit, and they showed a picture of a guy standing underneath it, pointing at the street sign. Well, I looked it up, and the picture was a picture they stole from Google, just Google searching streets in Detroit. Trying to tell me, oh, we're here, where are you at? I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, if you're really here, go to this place. And I gave them a random location that's probably 15 minutes from me. Those guys, they're lying off their ass. They never showed up here, and they wouldn't. They're too scared to.
It's fucking.
It's one of the Williams brothers,
No, it's those
Yeah, the
BB3
loot
guys
crew.
that were doing
the
it.
loot crew. They're gonna go out and loot you.
Yeah, they're gonna catch a 45 in the ass.
That's crazy. Holy shit. Yeah, they've done some weird shit. What about you?
I'd rather not say. I don't want to confirm anything. If anyone's watching this, I don't want to entertain the idea
Yeah.
of things happening to me. Man, I did have my mechanic come up to me and he's like, "Hey, aren't you the Electric Messiah? Didn't you troll Zelda Williams?" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here. I didn't fucking do that shit."
I dated this gamer guy, just for a little bit, and I think it was maybe like a week into us dating. He was like, "Yo, you know who Wings of Redemption is, right?" And I was like, "Oh my god, not this bullshit again! It's crazy.
Fucking
It's
Wings.
insane."
At this point, who doesn't know who Wings of Redemption is in some way, shape, or form?
Jenny Craig.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. At least not yet.
Thank God there's people out there like Wings of Redemption,
Maybe we should.
Slob 187 that we can just laugh at. Like they were put here on this earth for us to laugh at.
Maybe we should get a hold of Oprah since she bought Weight Watchers, and maybe she can turn Wings' life around.
Because loser, let's get him on that show. Is that still around?
Who knows? I don't know.
That's like the definition of Wings' life. The Biggest Loser.
Hey, is that shit really around?
What?
The Biggest Loser. First episode, 2004. It doesn't say an end date.
I'd like to see Wings get screamed at by Gordon Ramsay. That'd be cool. I think he would start crying.
I'm looking it up right now.
Or Arnie from Full Metal Jacket,
Arnie.
the drill instructor.
Oh, you mean Arlie Ermy?
Yeah, him.
You know he died a while back.
Yeah,
What happened? How did he die?
probably just old age. He was like,
He was in his
200.
80s.
Yeah, he was 80 something, wasn't he?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but I mean he was still kicking. So I don't remember exactly why. I think maybe he had a heart attack or something. I forget. Actually, I'm gonna look that up.
That's crazy.
Let me see here.
So, Jeenouse, I heard that you are a psychic.
Yeah, I do psychic readings.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I own a business. I work right now on Fiverr, fiverr.com/psychicbunny. And I work at home. I do readings at home, and I just do them online. And I make pretty good money. I like it. I don't have to work at like some shitty retail or some shitty place, because before this I actually worked at Hollister when I was like 17. That was like my first job, and it sucked. Dude, it sucked ass.
Did you work in the back?
No, I worked they call it a mob position. So I was the one like around, telling people like, oh, like fucking we need to do this for this. We need to bring this size, and I'd do the cashier and stuff. Like I did all that, but I had to work in the front and like talk to people and shit. It sucked. But then I just started my own business, and I do readings on everything. I do like love and relationships, finances, career and stuff. So and I'm 5-star rated too. I'm pretty nice. So if you ever call, hit me up. I also do happy and stuff too. I do all that, and it's pretty cool.
How do you do it? Like, how does it work out?
I mean, it's pretty.
Like, if I were to come to you for a reading, like, how would this play out? What would be the procedure?
So usually, I don't get too much information from people. Like, when I'm doing a reading, like. Usually I just be like, okay, like, what's your first name? Your first name's Jeff, whatever. Okay, like, what's your question? You want to know, like, how this person feels about you, blah, blah, blah. So, like, usually I'll get some cards. I'll use some cards to kind of pick up your energy, and then from there I'm able to like tell your situation or be like, oh, this person feels this about you, or oh, like you and this person will break up within like 5 weeks time frame or something like that. So I'm able to pick up like a lot of that stuff, and I'm pretty accurate too.
Oh shit.
A
Now,
lot of,
are the tarot cards drawn at random? How did like I've never like I know about tarot cards, but I just don't know anything about them.
yeah, for me it's just I kind of shuffle my cards. And then from there, sometimes I'll let the person, I'm doing a reading for, like, shuffle the cards for me if they want. But for most of my readings, they're all online. So it's like I'm just getting the person's, like, first name and then their question. And then from there, it's like I kind of use their energies and put them into the deck.
Mhm.
And then, I pick up some cards. And right when I feel the time is right for me to pick out the cards, I'll just kind of pause and be like, okay, like this is the right time, it's the right moment, and I just lay out some cards, and then from there, it's like everything kind of comes to me like a story.
Mhm.
So then from there, it's like, oh, okay, like right now, you and this person are like separated. I see that you're gonna be going through a period of anxiety or depression or something. But I'll see if someone new coming in within approximately 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, and then they're like, oh, like, yeah, like, you're right. Like, we are separated. We are broken up, blah, 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 stuff like that. So it's pretty
Oh
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Now, is it
It's pretty,
all like text based, like you guys just texting each other like over the app,
so,
or is it like
yeah. I mean, it's an app as well, but I mean, I just hop on my computer and then, yeah, it's pretty much it. Like, I thought about opening up my own, like, psychic, um, like, salon or whatever, but, like, I don't know. I get like a weird thing that maybe like some dude might come in and like bring a gun and like do some weird shit, or just like encounter some ass people. Because a lot of my customers, like I get some really like emotionally unstable people.
I bet. I mean, you'd have to be pretty emotionally unstable to like I don't know, it's just like really crazy to like I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um
And then it's weird because like I mean I do my own readings, so I'm really good at it, but I like to go to other people too
yeah.
for for just to see what their style is, what decks they use. So, have you heard of a Renaissance fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got one
Yeah,
near me all the time.
yeah. So, like, I'll go there like every year, and like every year there's this one fortune teller guy named Scott that I go to, and he's really, really cool. So this year I went with my mom, just hung out, just screw around, do whatever. And I saw the dude there. And I asked him, I was like, yo, like, I'm trying to get into law school, like what state do you see me going to? And I didn't tell him like where I wanted to go. Like in my intuition, I wanted to go to like San Diego, and then my dad said, hey, I want you to go to Idaho. So like it was kind of up in the air, right?
Uh-huh.
So I sat down and I asked him, and I was like, hey, like, where do you see me going to law school at? And he was like, I think we're going to go to Florida. And I was like, Florida? What the fuck? Like, Florida, as far as shit. And then he's all like, yeah, look for, like, a school, like, in Florida, blah, 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 this and that. And, like, he told me so many, like, creepy details. And, like, it was just so specific, too. So it's like I didn't brush it off at first. I was kind of, like, open to it. But then, like, long story short, I got rejected from the San Diego school, and then the Idaho school waitlisted me. And then guess what happened? I got accepted to Florida. And then literally, like, everything he told me was right. Like, I literally went to Florida in like 3 weeks, got my store and just fucking left there. Like, it was crazy.
Shit. Have you ever like given some like crazy like telling to something that that's like really bizarre, like out of
Yeah.
the ordinary that you picked up off someone's energy?
Yeah, so like you'd be surprised, but like most of my readings are from like people who are like in relationships, and like a lot of times I pick up cheating. A lot of times I'm like, yo, like your boyfriend's cheating on you or something. And like sometimes Like last week, I did a reading for this chick, and like I picked up the dude was having a threesome
Hell
with
yeah.
like her bitches,
I'll
crazy
drink
shit
to
like
that.
that.
Duh.
And then she got pissed off about it, but she didn't confirm it. She was like, yeah, like I saw him like texting some news to like some chick,
Oh
you know.
shit.
Yeah, a lot of cheating. What else? Um, I picked up a death. Like some girl was asking me about her boyfriend. You know, hey, like I'm trying to marry him, blah blah blah, and how things will progress. I was like, okay, let's do it. And like something before I even picked up my cards, I kind of felt something was off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do it anyways. Fuck it. So I did the reading, and then I picked up like a combination. Very rare. I really pick up this combination, but it's a death, and the death was of her boyfriend.
Ooh.
And I picked up something tied to like a car or a car accident, or something to do with like a vehicle. And I told her this. And I didn't hear from her. I was like, okay, like she probably thinks I'm fucking crazy, whatever, whatever. 3 months later, she came back to me, and she was like, "You were right."
Damn.
He got struck by two dudes who were drinking and driving, drinking a lot, and he passed away. Like on the spot. Like he passed away on the spot. When the ambulance came, he died. Like he was already dead.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would have told her to keep him in the house. Damn.
I know. It's like, cause like I'm very blunt. You know what I mean? Like I'm very, very blunt in my readings. So I give like good news. I give bad news. Yeah, like even like looking at your mouth, I'm like, holy shit.
I wonder.
But it's like, I mean, it's like, should I have told her that? Like, should I like just kept it to myself? You know, it's like when I am stuck in a situation like that, it's like, what am I supposed to do? You know?
Now, was he with her when that happened, or was he with her when you gave the reading, or?
I mean, yeah, they were dating.
No, I mean, was he actually there with her?
Oh, I hope not. Shit. But, I mean, I think for my assumption was maybe she just hopped on my site and was like, hey, fuck it, I'm going to get a reading. She was like, hey, what's going to happen with me and my boyfriend? Usually I get clients, like, the girl will just ask me about the reading. She won't be really present with the guy, or sometimes they don't even tell people that, like, they're getting psychic readings. You know what I mean?
Well, I wonder.
It kind of keeps away.
I just wonder if she told him about what you told her.
No clue.
Because, I mean, if somebody that I was dating came to me and said, hey, I just got this reading and they say you're going to die at some point in time, I'd stay my ass at home. I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
I'd become a freaking recluse for about 6 months.
Become a vegetable like Wings of Redemption.
Pretty much. But even so, I feel like you can't escape death. You know what I mean? I feel like everyone's gonna die at some point in their life. And I feel like it's just, you can't avoid it, you know? I feel like we're all meant to have a purpose in this lifetime, you know? And once that purpose is done, once we have completed that purpose, then it's time for us to pass away, is basically what I feel. It's kind of like, you know, tied to death and all that. So,
well, the question is, if somebody was going to tell you the exact date you were going to die, would you want to know?
Honestly, yeah, I would. Just to kind of like prepare and be like, okay, like I would spend all my money and like fucking get bitches, go to strip clubs and shit.
But then,
hell yeah, I just fucked up, spend all my money, and then when my time comes, I'll be like, yo, fuck it.
Or rob a bank like the day before.
Just do some shit, you know?
See, I don't think I'd want to know, because then I'd be driving myself nuts, because I'd be counting down the days to when it's actually going to happen, and then you're trying to squeeze in as much shit as you can into that time, and you got it marked on the calendar like, oh, this many days, oh, it's coming, and then when it finally comes to that day, you're going to be all stressed out like, I'm not ready, and this and that, and
shit. I don't know.
That's just me, but. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to know.
I was fucking up my life before, you know, just like fuck a ton of bitches and like.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! I mean, what would you do?
Well, when somebody tells you, "Hey, you got your whole life ahead of you," yeah, for about 6 months.
Hell,
And I'll get fucked up, man. I'd probably quit law school. You know,
smoke some crack.
there's this chick on YouTube, Steffi Lee. She's some like hippie chick I used to watch, and like she has some weird lung disorder, I guess. And like she's always like, yeah, like you know, I only got like a few years to live, you know. And it's like, what would you do if your doctor told you like straight up like, hey, you know, you got like 3 years to live, you know?
Yeah, that
YOLO.
would be
Like she doesn't have a job. She just travels and shit. Like she's like one of those like hippie roamers, you know?
They're not always right about that though. When doctors say you got this much time to live, because I mean, my friend's mom. I mean, she did eventually pass away from cancer, but one doctor told her she was stage 4 and she had less than a year to live, and that was like 4 or 5 years at least before she ended up dying.
Oh shit.
So it's just like one doctor told her she had stage 4, and another one said she had stage 2 when she got a second opinion. I mean, it ended up progressing eventually, and she died a couple years ago. But
Shit.
But it's like they're not always accurate on that, and it seems like quite a good amount of time they're wrong, because they say, oh, someone's got 6 months, they end up living 15 more years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think their diagnoses are always like, you know, off, but it's like crazy, you know. It's crazy to think about it. Like there are people with cancer and shit that are like, yo, like you're gonna have like a couple years to live at most. It makes you kind of really reevaluate your life, you know.
I did see a story about a week or two ago that said, I forget where it was, but they said by the year 2020 they might actually have a supposed cure for cancer. Which
I think the cure for cancer's already been. I think it already exists, honestly.
yeah.
I'm gonna be
Well, the only
weird
reason they're not
conspiracy.
releasing that is because if they release the cure for cancer, well, that takes away a lot of the revenue for the insurance companies and all that, and hospitals and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's basically a business. That's all. If they don't have sick people, they're not making money. So why release a cure for something that's one of the highest killers of people?
Exactly. I heard that cannabis. I'm not sure if it's a cure for cancer, but like it helps it at least.
Yeah, it definitely helps from what I've seen.
It like retards the process.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Well, I think
Yeah,
I've seen
I
one
hear
thing that said it actually does kill cancer cells. So I mean, that's pretty good.
The one, castor oil, I think was another cure. Castor oil.
Baby foreskin or some shit, or stem cells.
Some shit like that.
Baby
yeah.
foreskin? What?
Yeah, that's what like rich people rub on their faces and shit. Like from abortions, like when people get abortions and shit. All the dead babies get processed into like facial cream.
That's just as bad as some of the people making, like, they cook their placenta and eat it. That's no.
I've heard about that.
It's
Or the
like,
Kardashians do that kind of shit too.
yeah, it's like, why? It's like,
I mean,
that's meant to be disposed of after you give birth. Why?
don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Can't really judge it.
I'm gonna pass.
I taste like hella weird.
I don't foresee myself having any other kids anytime soon, so I'll pass.
Man,
If I paid you $10,000, would you eat your own placenta?
No, I couldn't do that.
$1,000, would you eat your own placenta? Like a little bit, like this much.
See, that's like all the people, like, say Fear Factor, for example. You know, they got the chance to win all this money. I don't think I could eat half of that crap.
Fear Factor, do you know who Ice Poseidon is?
Yep.
Yeah, way back. I don't know what happened, but I had like some dude named Taurus, and you know, I was talking Ice Poseidon because I was really like into his streams and stuff, and I was doing my own YouTube stuff, and I was kind of getting big. But somehow Taurus linked me up with Ice Poseidon, and we were talking about we're talking about doing that Fear Factor thing. Like, it's crazy. I didn't actually do it because I was trying to get into law school, but like I could have been one of the contestants.
Yeah, I heard he did something like that a while back. I know they were talking about that on PKA because they actually had him on their podcast, and he was talking about it with them. Saying he was doing some kind of Fear Factor thing. I think there was some legal troubles involved with that or something.
Yeah, I heard a lot of weird stuff. I mean, I saw Cass wasn't. I don't know. I feel like he could have done better. You know.
Like, wasn't it like a bunch of like alcoholics and stuff like that he had on there?
Yeah,
Bum
just
fight.
like a cast. He fucked up though. What he should have done was just get like a cast of like other live streamers, He just got like a cast of like some random ass people.
Yeah.
He had a homeless person.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he had some homeless dude as one of the cast members, but
Well, of course that guy's gonna do anything for money. Shit.
The dude was pretty funny too, but I don't know. Like, I think if you just had like a cast of live streamers, I felt like it would have been like a lot better, as opposed to like just some random ass people that he found off like Reddit or something.
He probably could have pulled that off too. I know there's plenty of people on YouTube that probably would have done it.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
It
it would have brought you more viewers because like having this YouTuber who has like 200,000 subscribers, they're gonna tune into your feed.
Yep.
Having this YouTuber with this many subscribers, they're gonna watch your thing. I felt like if he played his cards right, he would have probably he would probably made like a shit ton more money.
Hell, I haven't heard nothing about him in a long time.
Me too. I haven't heard too much at all. A lot of the good cast members he had, like Hans and Bryn and stuff, they all kind of left, and after that, I kind of like stopped watching him a little bit. I was kind of like, man.
I think he actually got banned off of YouTube for some of his content.
I know he got banned off Twitch way back.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, I was like, it's crazy. Yeah, he for a fact got banned off Twitch way back. I think the last straw was he was at an airport or something, and he got swatted at the airport.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
Which was like, because you don't want problematic people like that. Like,
hello.
What?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, you were frozen for a second there.
You said.
Are we back?
We see you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like right below my router, so there's no reason why this should be happening.
Below your router? Where's your router at? Upstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hell, mine's right next to me, and I'm hardwired into it, so.
Oh, well, some of us aren't as fortunate.
Well, it's only right over here on the floor.
Oh, shit.
I mean, hell, it's not like it's probably like a foot away from my computer. I know Comcast has pretty good signal though with this router, because I'll be sitting in my driveway and like before work, I'll forget to turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. I'll pull up in my driveway after work and my phone will connect to the Wi-Fi, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Man,
I hate like this so much. Back in Vegas, I had Cox. Do you guys know what Cox is?
I've heard they were shit.
Cox.
Really? I had pretty fucking good internet back in Vegas. But now I moved to Florida and I have this AT&T internet and it fucking sucks. We're supposed to have either AT&T or Dish internet, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get AT&T, I guess, so I can bundle my shit. It's garbage. It'll go from like 150 megabytes to like 20 megabytes. It just keeps changing and shit. It's so annoying. I wish I could get better internet. I wanted Infinity thing, but I guess my apartment doesn't have it, so
I don't remember who Rob had in Arizona when he was out there in 2015, but he actually paid for his router and modem, and they tried charging him for a router and modem when he canceled, even though he owned his. So he was going at it with them about that. It's like he canceled everything, and then they got a hold of him later after he moved back up here and wanted so much money for a router and modem that he didn't have to give back to him. I think it was like his cable box too. It's like he bought it. He didn't have to give it back to him, and yet they still wanted money for it. That was a hell of a drive, driving from Phoenix all the way back to Michigan. Especially with Rob having me drive for the first time, hauling a trailer behind his car, and it's...
You've met Rob?
What?
Have you met Rob in person?
He's my brother.
Oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why didn't anyone tell me this?
I thought I did.
I assumed you already knew, that's why I didn't say nothing.
Yeah. I wouldn't just invite you on some random person's
Now,
podcast.
here's the question I ask everybody. Do you think I'm older or younger than Rob? Just by looking at me.
I mean, you're definitely older than him, right? Like, not just, like,
No.
looking at you. You're not?
No.
Damn.
Get fucked.
He's 2.5 years older than I am. Yeah, I'm gonna be 34 in like 2 weeks. Rob's gonna be 37 this year. Rob's pushing 40.
God.
Have you met Milani yet?
I haven't met her. No, I've talked to her a few times, but the thing I don't understand is she's always asking me all these questions about Rob. You know, why does he do this on the online and get kicked off? Where's Rob? You know, how's Rob doing? Where's Rob at? It's like, I got a hold of him one time. I'm like, do you ever talk to her? Yeah, all the time. I'm like, why don't you tell her what's going on in your life so she'll stop asking me?
Yeah, she's asking people in my group what he's up to and shit.
But I mean, she'll get a hold of me all the time, and
Nice. She's really nice.
sometimes she'll just text me out of nowhere, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, really? And I still don't understand how they are engaged when Rob's only met her in person one time. I don't know how you.
What?
I don't know how you can engage to somebody when you only met them one time in person.
Oh, it wasn't one time, Andy. It was 2 times, okay?
No, it was one. He's only met her once. Don't let him fool you. He's been to the Philippines twice. The first time was to meet somebody else. That was before he met her.
How did he meet Milani? Do you know how they met?
I think Facebook, like
Yeah,
Facebook dating apps.
Facebook or something. I don't know. But he plans on going back this summer. But she already told me that she's going to be out of the country for her job. So why is he going back again when she's not going to be there?
Where's this job at?
I forget what she does, but she's going to be out of the country she's going to be in another country for a certain amount of time. So when he goes there this summer, she won't be there. So I'm thinking, why is he?
That's kind of.
I'm thinking, why is he going there? I mean, the last time you heard what happened with that hotel he walked by last time he went there, didn't you?
Got fucking carpet bombed.
Yeah, it was like a day or two after he walked by this hotel, and this hotel was in the background of his video, and he briefly mentions it while he's walking to this train or whatever. And 2 days after he finally met up with her and went somewhere, like a different city, that hotel got bombed. Like a terrorist bombed it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was, and then, what was it, I think that same time is when that Japanese earthquake hit. He had a layover in Japan for a couple hours, and it was probably 45 minutes after he left, the earthquake struck.
I think it was VV3 that staged that.
Yeah.
What did they do? Have wings jump up and down in Japan?
Yeah. No. Wings fell out of his bed, and it triggered an earthquake in Japan. On the opposite axis of the Earth.
Well, he does live in a modular home, so those things do kind of shake when you jump up and down.
Yeah.
I should know. I used to own one, so.
So,
Back away.
What?
yeah, probably.
So he doesn't. How is he? I mean, he doesn't exercise. What is he doing? You think you're just gonna like be skinny forever? Like, no, you need to work out.
You talking about Wings or Rob?
Wings.
Because say
Rob.
either one of them aren't really too active.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rob definitely needs to do something. I mean, yeah.
He doesn't do any sports or anything like that.
Nope.
No sports.
Roller skating.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
been roller
skating.
skating since he was probably 17 years old.
Aw, cute. Does he go with like Milani? No.
So does he go with her?
Yeah.
Nah, she's in a different country.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she's in the Philippines. He's here, and he's he's out of Arizona. But I guess they said it's gonna be another 3 to 5 years before she can even come here. Because I guess it takes that long, and I guess he's trying to get the paperwork with immigration so he could bring her here and this and that. And it's like my whole thing is, what happens if they they move in together when she finally does come here, and what happens if it doesn't work out?
Well, no loss to her because now she has her papers.
Well, I mean, when you're married, you got to be married for so long before it's finally considered legal. Now, what if they fall apart before that time period is over with? Now you're stuck with somebody you don't want to be with in a country you're not familiar with.
And knowing Rob, he would probably move to the Philippines.
And
Yeah.
knowing the way Rob is when he's not on YouTube and how crazy he can get, I wonder how long it takes before she sees that side of him and says, "The fuck am I doing? This guy's nuts," and then decides to leave him.
Rob's a fucking beast. Honestly, he deserves to just stay single for the rest of his life.
I mean, I know you've seen him get pissed in his videos, but it's nothing compared to real life. I mean, me and him have gotten into screaming matches before because, like, with Latherland was bothering him. I was telling him he just needs to just disappear for a while, let the shit die down, and then come back. Oh, I'm not gonna run and hide and this and that. I'm like, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you go away, the shit goes away, and no more problems. That's how I got VB3 to back off of me. Finally, I just said fuck it one time and just, for like 6 months, I just stopped uploading. I stopped commenting on all my social media for my channels and everything, and just stayed to my personal Facebook, and that was it. And eventually, I changed my number so they didn't have it, and I got all new email accounts, and I just disappeared. And now it's just like once in a while they'll fuck with me or something for like a week or two, and they'll disappear.
Well,
I just told them, if you bring attention to this crap, that's why they're doing it, for the attention. So if you don't focus on it and don't give them the attention they want, don't react to things, they're not going to stick around. Which is what I was telling them about Latherland. He's another one. He sees Rob's
which
reaction,
he eventually
and he wants to see how far he can push him. And they just keep pushing more and more and more.
What do you think? Jeenouse, do you foresee VV3 eventually stop fucking with Andy? Do you think they're gonna still fuck with him, keep fucking with him? What do you see in Andy's future?
Okay, so honestly, I pick up that he will. I'm picking up around 8 or 9 months though. This specific, the specific party, I would probably say around 8 or 9 months he's gonna stop. But
yeah, it seems about right. They'll
found this like he's gonna lose interest. Is what I'm picking up, like kind of.
Well, see,
situation.
That's what their trend has been with them lately. It's like after a while, of fucking with me constantly, it stops for like 3 or 4 years. Then they'll pop up for a brief period, try to do some shit. I won't give them the attention they want, and they'll disappear again, and then it keeps going like that. It's like every once in a while they'll pop up for a little while, they'll get bored, they'll stop, and they still fuck with Rob all the time, regardless. But I mean, they're doing a little shit here and there, and then they'll disappear, and then I won't hear from them for a long time, and something will spark their interest, and then they'll start up again, and then they'll quit again, and so I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I wish one of them would come and meet me face to face and try to talk all that shit, but I know they won't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna meet you face to face ever. No.
They've been saying that for years, and I know ever since day one that it's bullshit. Even recently, when they were saying, "Oh, we're in Michigan and we'll meet you," and this and that, I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I'm like, "You supposedly have my address. Come on by." I mean,
And they're not gonna meet up.
I mean,
I pick up at I don't know why, but I'm picking up some sort of like, maybe it's like a forum or something, or maybe he's chatting with like a group of people and they all kind of know you. I feel like it's like a group of people that are trying to fuck with you, but what's that app called? I'm trying to figure out that app. It's kind of like that, I guess. Maybe it is or something, because I keep, what's the name of that stupid app? Discord.
yeah, they tried to get me to talk to them on Discord a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I did for like 5 minutes, got tired of their bullshit, and I left it, and I left it.
Maybe you should add them to the to the podcast
about
one night.
Discord.
Hell yeah, so you guys can like talk it out and shit. That'd be
Now,
epic,
see, the reason
dude.
I don't do that is because then that gives them the opportunity to connect to my, find my IP address, which is how all that
VPN.
crap started in the first place.
Use a VPN.
Yeah.
Nah, they just want, they wanted, all they're gonna do is what they've been doing is this. They're gonna mention my old trolling group, which was Bastards of Betrayal. Back in the day, I was part of that whole Federation of Asshole Gamers thing Keemstar and them started. They're going to mention that and say, "Oh, can we get a video and this and that, and we want you to do this, and we'll stop messing with you." That's what they always do. They always say they want a video, and they'll stop messing with me, or if I do this, they'll stop messing with me, or if I do this. But, I mean, one time, I indulged them and made a bullshit video that they wanted years ago, because they said they were going to stop messing with me. Didn't happen. So after that, it's just, I block them all. Every time a new account pops up, I block it. They say they want on a podcast. No. It's not going to happen.
Playing podcast.
And apparently Siri heard something about podcast, and she was about to play a podcast.
Shit.
But
Do any of them have YouTube accounts?
yeah, that guy Marston, or Clit, he's got one. I mean, you just look up that same thing and you'll find it on YouTube. He actually put up a video of Rob not too long ago, but the video was probably from when he lived in Phoenix in 2013.
Yeah.
Something about them delivering pizzas to his house. Now, see,
Oh yeah.
when that pizza came to my house a week ago, I didn't even make no mention of it or nothing, because that's what they're looking for. But then, like I said, I did a smart thing, and I got a hold of Pizza Hut and told them, if someone calls, says they're me trying to order a pizza, that's not me, because I ordered through the app. So now I guarantee they probably tried since then, and Pizza Hut probably just hung up on them.
Yeah. Do anything else about it, The cops don't give a shit.
No. I mean, I'm actually, cross my fingers and knock on wood, I'm surprised they haven't swatted me again, just out of shits and giggles, That hasn't happened since 2010, but I mean, now, I own guns and shit, so how's
Wait,
that gonna work?
The whole swatting thing, what happened? Like, what were you doing?
Well, the first time was probably the most extravagant one. I had some people living with me, because I was laid off from GM at the time, and I had some people living with me, and I went to the gas station real quick. It's probably 5-10 minutes from my house. And as I'm about to leave, or as I'm driving home, well, here, on the way there, I saw about 3 or 4 cop cars pass me with their sirens and lights on, just hauling ass. Didn't think anything of it. It happens once in a while. So I'm leaving the gas station, and I get a call on my cell phone from one of the people that were living with me, and they said, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm leaving the gas station. I'll be home in a few minutes. Oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I thought that was a little odd. Well, I get home, and there's 8 cop cars surrounding my house. And I pull in my driveway, and one of them opens my door as soon as I put it in park. They ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Are you so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, what the hell is going on? Oh, we just wanted to make sure you're okay. And I finally looked up and said, what the fuck is going on? And they told me someone called a suicide hotline or some shit like that. Gave my name. They gave my name acting like me and said that they were...
That's creative.
What?
That's creative, the suicide hotline part.
But they told them that they were me, that they just got home from Iraq, and they were feeling suicidal, and I was going to kill myself. That's why there was 8 cop cars around my house. And when
Is that really necessary, that 8 cops?
Well, when the person called me, the cops were in my living room while they were on the phone with me. And they told them to say, ask me if I was okay and this and that. I mean, there was another time they woke me up, cops woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning and, saying something about my daughter or whatnot. And then one time when I mentioned the 3 shotguns earlier, my dog was barking, which at that time she'd bark at any noise that was outside. So I walk out on my front porch, and I can't see nobody, but I can hear them. The guy saying, hey, let me see your hands. So I automatically knew what it was, and I started laughing. I'm like, you guys have been pranked. So I walk down my front steps of my porch. I see one guy in front of me, one guy comes from this side, and another guy comes from behind me, and all 3 of them have shotguns pointed at me. And I feel the guy behind me start to pat me down and shit.
What, a suicide?
It was, they made some story about I had a gun and I was going to do this and that.
I was like, why would they do that?
And at this time, I hadn't owned any guns at that time because this was 2009, 2010. And it's like, really? And fire department showed up one time, talk about a gas leak. One time, there was a couple guys, and, they had the tactical vest on. It wasn't a SWAT team. It was just a couple cops. Showed up with a tactical vest, and they were searching through my house. And I said, what the hell's going on? Oh, we're working on something. And they left, and I didn't hear nothing about it. And the last time, when I lived at that house, there was 2 cops, a male and a female cop. And they came by, and I let them check the house and whatnot, told them it was a bullshit story that they got. And they're standing in my living room talking to me about this, and I'm telling them the past experience of what's been going on. And the female cop looks at me and goes, well, how do we know that you just call on yourself and do this yourself? I said, why the fuck would I call and do this to myself?
What the fuck? Stupid.
I said, it wasn't fucking me because I didn't fucking do it, and I don't fucking appreciate you accusing me of doing this stupid shit. And her partner didn't even say a word. He just sitting there letting me rip her a new one about this shit. And she didn't know what to say after that. I mean, I was damn near ready to say, get the fuck out my house. But I'm just like, I mean, they left, and that's when I gave all that information to the police, like aliases of them, screen names, conversations, emails, whatever I could find, and nothing became of it. And then after a while, I didn't hear no more about it. So it's like I said, every few years, they'll pop up out of nowhere because they constantly fuck with Rob, and they'll get some inclination to try and mess with me again, and it'll go on for a week or 2 or so, and then it'll just die off again, and it'll be a year or 2 before I hear from them again. I mean, eventually I'm sure they'll get a life, maybe, and grow up and stop finally for good, but they really haven't done much more than send me a pizza in the last...
You should have asked if it was paid for.
Well, I'll remember that for next time, but I was on my way out to work, so I didn't think about that one, but next time I will. I mean, if
I think 2 steps ahead, you gotta know the art of bullshit.
If it's paid for, I'll keep it, but...
When life hands you lemonade, if life hands you lemons, you make lemonade, I was
gonna say, life hands you lemonade, get some vodka.
Shit.
That's crazy. I hope I never get one.
I wonder if Rob can get pizzas delivered to his truck.
Well, actually, when he's in Phoenix, it's his motel, because he doesn't have an apartment right now.
Mm.
in a motel?
When he's not driving and he's back in Phoenix, he stays in a motel. Because in 2015 is when he gave up his apartment, and me and a friend of mine went down there and helped him drive back up here with everything he owns.
Oh shit.
So he hasn't had an apartment since then. I mean, he's come back up here and he's lived with my dad for a while, a couple times, and now when he's in Phoenix, he's in a motel, and then when he's on the road, he's in his truck.
I know way back, like maybe like a few months back, Milani and I were talking a little bit, and I told her like, "Hey, like, are you and Rob gonna have a wedding soon?" And she said, she's trying to work out that visa stuff, and
Yeah.
trying to save up some money for Rob to get a house and all that. So yeah, I didn't know that he was living at a motel though. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he says he's saving for a house or some shit, but I mean, in the midst of his saving, he bought his Dodge Charger, which he says is paid for. I think he's paying a payment on it. He just bought this new semi-truck about a month or two ago, which I don't think he paid fully for. I think he's paying a payment on that one, too. I mean, he does save like crazy, but... And one thing about Rob is, he doesn't trust banks too much, other than for money to pay his bills. The rest of his money goes in this safe that he's got.
God bless Rob. God bless that man.
I don't know if the safe is with him in Arizona in like whatever storage unit he has, or if it's at my dad's house.
No, he's got it in a safe over in the Philippines with Milani.
You know how expensive that would be to ship that over there? I mean, the thing is probably this big, and it's heavy as hell. It takes 2 people to move it when it's empty.
Shit.
Yeah, my dad had one of those safes, man. They're expensive as hell and heavy duty.
I mean, it's not even that big though, but...
With them, I'll get like a hammer and try to fuck that shit up, and that shit still wouldn't open, wouldn't budge.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to
I
get
got
in there.
those expensive ass, like, oh yeah. Could never break your nose.
Well, the one he's got, I think, is fire safe too, so... Or it's
Yeah, too, yeah.
like fireproof to a certain degree or something like that. And water resistant to like 8 inches or something like that, or... But
Those are heavy duty motherfuckers, that's for sure.
I do know that fucker needs to get a gun safe though, because I mean, some of them are still up here at my dad's, and they're just like in the closet or whatnot. It's like, get an actual gun safe and stick them damn things in there instead of having them in the cases in a closet.
I heard that if a police or something comes to your house and they see like you have guns that aren't in a safe, like you can get arrested for that. Is that true? Like I heard when you have a gun, it needs to be in a safe. Is what I've been told.
Some states it's like that. In Michigan, it's not. I mean, unless you have kids in the house and whatnot, then yeah, it should be locked up, or at least inaccessible to kids. Now, me, luckily, I have a 15-year-old. When I first got my first one in 2012, she was with me, and I told her, don't ask about it, don't talk about it, don't tell nobody about it. And she never has. I mean, to this day, she never mentions it to anybody or anything. But, I mean, she actually wants to learn how to shoot. So, at some point, I'm going to teach her. I don't know when exactly, but because I was... buying another one that I used to have that I sold. I was buying it again, and the guy at the counter at Bass Pro asked me if she likes shooting. I'm like, well, I plan on teaching her eventually. And I looked at her and said, you want to learn, right? And she shook her head, yes. So at some point I'm gonna have to take her up north and teach her how to shoot.
Yeah, you should. I've been wanting to learn how to shoot too, because long story short, but like I just moved in this apartment not too long ago because I'm from Vegas. And there's this dude who lives like a couple doors down from my apartment. He was hella stalking me and shit, like just some weird ass shit. And like my mom and my stepsister were aware of it. And like he would like I remember one time at like 8 in the morning, I was going to law school. I had a law class early in the morning, and I closed the door, locked the door. And the doors just slammed so fucking loud, like, it could wake some people up. But, like, I was getting out of my apartment, locked my doors, just going out, and then that creepy-ass neighbor just, like, follows me to, to the cars and stuff. So I get in my car, he gets his own car, and I'm driving to my class, and like he's literally like 100 feet behind me, just like following me, And like whenever I switched a lane, he would get on that lane. When I switched to this lane, he would get into that lane too, and then finally, I was driving and I passed by this charter school and there were a bunch of cops. And I looked back and right away, like, he just parked his car, like, at the end of the street. And, like, I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna get a motherfucking gun because this dude is fucking creeping me out. So I told my friend, and, she's from Florida. I go to school with her, and I asked her, yo, like, there's this weird-ass dude who keeps, like, stalking me and shit. I know what's his issue. And she told me straight up, get a gun. Like, she told me that the gun laws in Florida aren't that strict, and, like...
Well, yeah, they got the stand your ground, or it's called stand your ground or something like that, where...
Yeah, she told me, like, if that dude were to break into my apartment, like, I could shoot him.
You could shoot him outside in Florida, and it would still be legal. Now, me, being in Michigan, they actually have to be inside my house. And what's funny is, where I live, one of the cops told my mom a long time ago when they used to live in Waterford, before, like when I was first born, the cop told them, if you ever shoot somebody and they, like, say their arm or something falls out of the door, drag them back inside. That way they're fully in your... This is a cop telling my mom this. That was a neighbor of theirs. Said if the guy falls outside, drag him in. Because that way, if he's outside, you can get charged with murder. If he's inside, well, then you're pretty safe. It's self-defense.
Yeah.
They won't even question it.
I mean, before you end up getting a gun, you can just get like you can make a necklace made out of like garlic cloves, and that might like keep them away from you.
The thing I could say is, like, if you've never shot a gun before, like, find a range near you, and like most ranges, you can rent guns, and you can rent them, try a couple of them out, and then see what you like, see what fits, whatnot.
P90.
Different calibers, different guns, different sizes, and whatnot. They're all different, so just try a couple of them out, see what you like, and then go from there. And then there's classes you can take and all that, and most ranges can hook you up with that too, so.
I should just get a shotgun and just shoot any motherfucker that tries to break into my apartment straight up.
Yeah.
Or just anyone that even looks at you the wrong way.
You get a 12 gauge with some slugs, and they're not gonna be walking away. You'll be blowing their kneecap out, their leg off at the knee. But that's the other thing. If you do end up shooting, if somebody breaks into your house or whatnot, and you shoot them, don't leave them alive. You shoot to kill.
Shoot that motherfucker till he's dead. That's what I'm gonna do.
And the one thing a lot of people say is, "Oh, I'll shoot him in the head," and this and that. Wrong. Do not go for a headshot. No, this isn't a video game. This is you go center mass, which is like center mass right here, the biggest spot that's facing you. So if he's sideways, well, whatever the biggest spot on his side is, that's where you shoot. That's what.
But here's the thing. What if they have a gun too?
Well,
So like,
then hopefully you better shoot first. If they have a handgun and you got a shotgun and you blast them with a shotgun, they're not gonna be shooting you. I guarantee it. They're gonna have use a 12 gauge slug. They're gonna have a hole so big inside of them. They're not gonna be worried about trying to shoot you. They're gonna be worried about not dying if they're not dead already. Because if they're not, they're gonna bleed out.
What if they have a shotgun and I have a taser?
Good luck. You better hide behind something that's
They
gonna.
have a shotgun and I have a butter knife.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the term "don't bring a knife to a gunfight"? You're pretty much screwed on that one.
Dead on arrival, pretty much.
I mean, you'd be better off having a knife like this and throwing it at them. But.
Oh, I have one. I have like a little. Get this little knife right here. I used to. I I want to say date, I guess, but I used to have this really good friend of mine, and we went camping way back, and he gave me this knife, and he was like, if someone tries to fuck with you, pull this out. How do I close this shit?
You know, that kind of looks like similar to this one.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
That's exactly it. That's crazy.
There's
How do I close it?
Like there's a little thing here you got to take with your finger. See that little metal piece? You got to push it this way and then push down.
Shit. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. I can do it.
Yeah, see right where
Where?
right where my finger's at?
Yeah.
This metal piece moves a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Just twist it or something.
Yeah. Like when you're holding it and the clip is facing you, the little clip on the side of it.
Yeah.
You push it toward you and then push down.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, this is what he gave me.
Well, speaking of knives, have either one of you ever seen the show Supernatural?
Yeah, I used to watch that show, like, literally when it first came out, and no one knew what it was.
Do you remember the demon blade that they use?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll be right back.
You got it?
I'll be right back.
No way. You're joking. You don't have it. Are you serious?
He's a nerd. He's a supernatural nerd.
I used to love that show. And then after, like, the third or fourth season, it kind of got, like,
It's so weird. Like, I don't know. All my ex-girlfriends were into Supernatural.
Or are they really
Now
into,
this
like,
thing
paranormal?
cost me about $85 online, and it's like you see a lot of them on Etsy. They're all like resin and fake and this and that, and this one's actually real. It's a real demon blade.
Fuck.
Crazy. Damn.
I mean, it's engraved and everything, as you can see, but that thing is like really, really sharp. Actually,
Damn, that's crazy.
here I got an empty cigarette pack here.
Holy shit.
Oh shit, I wouldn't fuck with that.
You should show her your Supernatural tattoos.
Oh my god, natural tattoo.
Trying to angle my arms so you can see that. There we go.
Shit, you got a pentagram?
It's the anti-possession tattoo.
So you don't get possessed.
Mm-hmm.
By no demons.
You don't get possessed by VV3.
Yeah, if they say they ever did show up at my door, I got a few presents for them. The 12 gauge is one, but remember, when I'm not at work, I'm always carrying, so they're going to be in some trouble if they try to fuck with me, especially at my own house. Alright, I'm going to go put this thing back.
That's crazy. I know people who have, like, collections of this stuff, you know?
Yeah. Fuck.
Scary. I don't know how those people fucking sleep at night. That's scary as hell.
Hell yeah, having like knives and shit. Just like all over the fucking house.
I know, right? That's scary.
I really want to know why he has the green screen up.
Yeah, I was wondering the same. Are you guys doing something, like,
I don't know.
edit this video after, or what?
I mean, I think he does a little bit as far as just like the whole layout goes. But I
Yeah.
have no idea about that green screen though.
Yo, what's the green screen about? We can hear us.
Yeah, needless to say, I'm not too worried about VV3. That's my newest toy. I just bought this about a week ago.
I don't think you'll ever need them.
That's the
At least,
Remington R1 1911. I wanted this one for about 5 years.
I got this. We all got guns and weapons on us.
Flash your
Right.
gun, Andy.
This one is a little heavy to carry though, because it's full size and it's steel instead of polymer like most guns. So it is a little
Flash
heavy.
your gun, Andy.
What?
Flash your gun.
It's right here.
Nice.
This one was about $750.
Yeah. How much would a pistol cost? Like a small little pistol.
Actually, I got a great one that was my starter. Hang on one second. I'll go get it and show you.
It's cool. Where'd you get your knife?
Oh, I stole it.
I stole it.
Yeah, I stole it.
I stole it.
Nah, people just like come to my house and just leave stuff here.
That's crazy. You just
Yeah.
like a bunch of ravers and shit. People just like leave shit at your house.
Yeah. Like I don't think I've ever bought a knife or a gun. They just leave shit. Like that
Yeah,
gun.
Ever. I just got this. I don't know, like some guy I used to like be friends and hang out with, and stuff like that. But I need to get a gun soon for sure.
Hell yeah.
Especially in Florida. Like Florida has some.
Oh my god. Fucking
I don't
shit.
want to fucking here.
Yeah, people are fucking crazy over here in Chicago.
No.
I applied for a FOID card because we need a firearms.
All right, now this one will run you about $500 to $550. It's a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm compact.
How's the stability on that gun? Like, is it like kind of like those like where your hand kind of flies off, or is it like good stability?
Because it's the only metal part of this is the top part. The rest is all polymer. It's like a plastic, so it does have a little bit of recoil, but it's manageable as long as you're holding it right and whatnot. And I got hollow points in mine.
Oh shit!
And I know some people are, oh, he's holding a gun. Well, it's unloaded, so at least it
Yeah.
is now.
Sure?
It is now. I don't keep one in the chamber when I'm at home.
Speaking of that, I remember. I think it was like Bruce Lee's son or something. Like he was an actor, and he was doing some film. I forgot what the film
Yeah.
was. Like
The Raven.
yeah,
Or the Crow.
bro, yeah, some shit like that. And I guess he died on set because
By a
the
prop
gun
gun.
they were using, yeah, they thought it had they thought it was not loaded, but it was loaded.
Yeah,
They
there was
shot him.
there was Brandon Lee.
Died.
Yeah, there was.
He actually died like in
Oh.
like the first couple scenes when they were filming it. Like the rest of the scenes that they used, they had to use like stock footage, and basically like most of him was like recreated in like CGI and shit.
Crazy.
I was gonna say, I think that might actually be him throughout the movie, because they don't go like the way the movie is start to finish. They don't film that way. Sometimes they might start with the ending scenes
Yeah.
and then go the other way. But I think for the majority of the movie, it was him. But like when he died in the movie, that was him actually dying.
Yeah.
They just didn't
Fuck.
know it.
That's crazy.
Because I mean,
Spooky shit.
it's supposed to look real. Because didn't he get shot in the movie? I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you shot on the heart. Shit.
Yeah, but that was real as opposed to being fake. So, and like they didn't realize it until it was too late.
Can't
like-
get any more real than that.
Like Bruce Lee, didn't the same kind of thing happen to him? Or how did he die?
I don't know. Fuck.
How old was Brandon Lee when he died? He was,
He was young. He was like in his 20s,
Yeah,
early 20s.
something like that.
I
Maybe.
think he was 28. Damn, 27, 28. Holy shit, that's young. How did Bruce Lee die?
I'm gonna go.
Cerebral edema.
Oh, okay.
What is that? Fluid builds up around the brain, causing an increase in pressure known as intracranial pressure, swelling or inflammation in the part of the body's natural response to injury. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like fluid buildup or something.
Yeah, like inflammation or some shit. That's crazy.
Alright, I'm gonna go put this thing away.
Shit. But yeah, I applied for like in Chicago, you have to get a firearms owner identification
Yeah.
ID or some shit. And my application actually got rejected. I thought,
What's the
because I
reason? Did it tell you why?
no, they told me why at first. I thought it was because I showed my face tattoo, and but no, it was because I had to just update my address, which is so lame. I don't know, it's so
Because you have
stupid.
to be like resident for like 1 year or some bullshit like that.
Yeah. hmm Or the address on my ID didn't match up with where I was living right now, or back then or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's sucks.
yeah. Now I hear that you have to hand over your all your social media,
Yeah, they
which
look at your social media. They look at like your medical history and shit because they don't want to give a gun to like some schizophrenic ass motherfucker. You know, they look at everything, and if they see something suspicious, you get denied. You know.
What's funny is seeing Rob shoot a gun. Now, I think there is a video on my channel somewhere.
He just didn't get a gun. He's like the last person I would honestly give a gun to.
It's actually funny. Like, I got a video somewhere of me and Rob and a friend of mine shooting, like, a couple summers ago that I filmed
oh yeah.
up north. And he was shooting another 1911 I had. And I don't know why, but the thing kept jamming on him after every shot he
Hmm.
took. It's like he'd fire around, it would jam. He'd fire around, it would jam. Just every time. Then I get a hold of the thing and it fires no problem. It's just when he shot it, some reason it was jamming. Maybe the thing didn't like him or something. I don't know. But
That's why you don't get 1911.
he wasn't doing anything different than what I was doing or my friend was doing when we were shooting it. But for some reason it just kept jamming on him. But yeah, if you want a gun that doesn't have a lot of recoil, then like a 1911 will work, or like a gun that's like steel and not polymer is best because the metal, the weight of it pretty much counteracts your recoil. Like with that 1911, even though it's a 45, it has less recoil than that 9mm I brought out. So
What gun would you recommend me? Like something a beginner. You know, I haven't shot too many guns. You know, small.
well, then that would be the Smith and Wesson that I had, or I got a 38 revolver. Those are pretty light on recoil too.
What's your opinion on Glock?
A friend of mine had a Glock 23. That's going to be my next one that I get. It's a 40 caliber, and after shooting hers, I kind of liked it. I know Rob's got a 19, I believe. He's got a Glock 19. It's a 9mm.
Yeah, I was thinking either the 18 or the
But
19.
I mean, those are guns you can throw them in a mud puddle, pull it out, and just start firing away. I mean, you can pretty much abuse
Deep fry
them.
it. Yeah.
I mean, FPS Russia made a video years ago on one, and he even shot. I mean, aside from him shooting the damn thing with another gun, I mean, the thing was still able to fire. I mean, they're made to be abused and take abuse, just like an AK-47. Those things are made to be thrown into dirt and just destroyed, and they'll still work for the most part.
And owned by Raging Rob.
Yeah.
What happened to FPS Russia? Why you stopped making videos? That dude had like what 6 million something.
It's because of all this. All these gun channels are starting to get demonetized because people are, oh, guns are bad and this and that, and like he was one of the first, but like YouTube is starting to get stupid and demonetize people for showing guns and this and that, and like I said, now they're demonetizing videos for you swearing in your video, or if you have a swear word in the title, they'll demonetize you. But he stopped before it got too bad. I mean, he makes enough money from the podcast he does every week, where he's fine. So But I mean,
Gun,
he is.
the explosion. Fools.
I mean, I do miss his videos though, because he's the one that actually recommended for me to get that Smith and Wesson as my first gun.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Because I got a
And now
hold
you're
of him on Twitter and I said, hey, what would you recommend? You know, a first-time gun buyer that's never really shot a handgun before that wants to get one. What would be a good gun you would recommend? And he replied back to me on Twitter and said Smith and Wesson M&P 9mm compact. It's a good first-time starter gun, and that's the one I got. And I actually owned it once. I sold it because I needed a little extra money. Bought it again. Then I sold it again because I needed a little extra money at the time, and I just bought it again. And this time I'm not selling it because that's like my favorite gun.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean,
I think FPS Russia used to follow each other on Twitter. I'm back.
well, what's funny is for the longest time, like even after he stated that it's not true, people thought that they were two different people. The FPS Russia and Kyle Myers.
Yeah, Kyle name, but he uses like some Russian accent.
Well, it's just people actually thought that they were two different people because when he did their podcast, PKA, every week, he wouldn't show his face. You just hear him. You wouldn't see a picture of him or nothing. So nobody actually knew what Kyle Myers looked like, but they knew what FPS Russia looked like. Like him and Woody's Gamertag did a video out in the woods where they were camping for a day or two, and you'd see like the back of his head. You wouldn't see him, and you would hear his voice, but you wouldn't see his face. And he just kept himself hidden for so long, so people couldn't make the connection. But then when he finally did say, hey, you know, I am FPS Russia, and he showed his face for the first time on camera, people didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at them, they look exactly alike. It's like, really? And people, there's once in a while you'll find somebody to this day that still doesn't believe it. But I mean,
Faced some legal trouble too. I heard that one of them was like, I think the police like broke into his house or some shit like that, and like he found like a bunch of guns. He got arrested for that.
well, he owns all the guns. I mean, that's common knowledge, pretty much. I think it was some kind of drug charge, is what it was.
Yeah, like someone mailed him a drug or something. I don't know, some weird shit like that.
Or like he ordered some extravagant amount of some kind of substance, like way more than what somebody should own, and they got him for intent to sell or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
And that actually should be coming to a close sometime soon. It's not too much longer he has to deal with that. So
Is he gonna face prison time or what? Like, what's gonna?
I don't think so. I think he would have already been locked up if he was going to be. He might just get like some probation or some shit. I don't know. I'm wondering though, did they make him get rid of all his guns? Because I mean, yeah, he did have a lot, but a lot of the ones he featured in his videos were on loan from like, you know, the local police and like the military loaned him guns just for a video and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, some of the stuff he features in his videos he doesn't actually own. He was on loan, but I mean, come on, he doesn't own a tank. Do you really think
he drove a tank to some drive-through?
Yeah, it was White Castle. I mean, they've used the tank to destroy a house. Him and Richard Ryan down in Texas. I remember that video, but I mean, he did have a shitload of guns because I remember when they used to do their podcast, you'd see in like right behind him, you'd see like a rifle or a couple ARs just sitting there chilling in the corner all the time. Or he'd have a 1911 on his thing, and you know he'd pull it up and show it real quick. You know, hey, this is my 1911, blah blah blah. Now it's like he doesn't even mention any of his guns sitting by him. You don't see him, nothing. So I wonder if they made him get rid of them all.
No, that sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I mean, he said one time he got pulled over, like he was driving somewhere to film a video, and you know he lives in Georgia. It's not illegal to open carry and all that, but he had guns pretty much all over his Camaro. I mean, there was a bunch in the front, bunch in the back, there was a bunch in the trunk. I mean, they were everywhere.
That sucks. Oh, shoot.
And that kind of made the cops nervous because there was guns all over his car.
Jack was carrying like 20 guns in his Camaro.
I mean, in the front seat, in the glove compartment, on the back seat, in the floorboards of the back seat, in the trunk. He had a bunch of them.
Beast. Fucking beast.
But I mean,
yeah, he's a cool dude, I'm not gonna lie.
they ended up letting him go because they were all registered to him, and he told them what was going on, why he had that many guns, and considering they were in his car. But I mean, I've been pulled over before, and I've had my gun on me. No big deal, as long as you tell them about it as soon as they get to the window. Because I know in most states, if you have a CPL, your concealed pistol license, or CCW, whatever they call it, as long as when the cop comes to your window, you're supposed to hand it to him and say, hey, you know, I have this. Let them know. Don't let them find out when they run your plate that you're a concealed carrier, then they come back with their gun drawn on you. That's like common sense 101. They teach you that in your classes.
Yeah.
It's like, first thing you do, when you hand them your license, hand them your CPL and say, hey, I'm a concealed carrier, here's this is where it's at. You know, how do you want to proceed? But mine was actually because I ended up sideswiping a cop in the wintertime, and it was his fault. But he didn't make me give it to him or nothing. I had it in my pocket the whole time. It was my 38, but I mean, as long as you're honest with them, they ain't gonna give you no problems.
Yeah, true. Black and like they're racist or some shit, man.
I mean, the guy did make me sit on the side of the freeway for an hour and a half waiting for his supervisor. Until I told him I had to use the bathroom or I'm going to go right on the side of the freeway. And he let me go to a gas station. I waited yet another hour for a supervisor.
Oh.
That's a pain in the ass.
I left my house at 6 o'clock in the evening to go to my dad's, which is normally 45 minutes away, but it was snowy, so I was only driving 45 on a freeway. And he ends up turning around in the median. I go to move over to give him room in case I end up sliding. Well, I end up sliding anyway because I hit black ice and I end up sideswiping him. But I didn't get a ticket. I didn't get a fine, nothing, because he even said it. He knew it wasn't my fault. But it was just, I was waiting for his boss to come from over an hour away. It's like, really? And he didn't tell me how long it was going to be. He just left me sitting there. And it took me 3 times of sticking my arm out the window to flag him down and tell him, hey, I got to use the bathroom or I'm going to go right here. But he gave me his cell phone number and wanted me to text him when I got to the gas station. I could have just left, but by that time he had my plate information, so that would have done me no good.
Well, I mean, you weren't being detained.
Well, yeah. No, but I mean, if I would have just leave, you know, he's going to be able to find me. Because he had all my information, so.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I was thankfully it didn't snow this year, and I got my newer truck, so. I never did fix that either.
Just like get like a big ass truck and just fucking run over a bunch of those fucking cones, you know? Like those street cones.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Every time I see them on the freeway, I get real close to them. I get like real close to them without hitting them. My dad used to scare the shit out of my mom by doing that all the time. He used to get real close to him, and my mom would be yelling from the back, "Stop it!" I seen somebody one time, they were doing that and they actually nicked one of them and it ended up falling over.
Oh, I'd run that shit over. I'd be like, shh. Just fucking run every single one of them over, you know?
I mean, those barrels, they're just hollow plastic. They're not going to really hurt your vehicle too much.
Holy shit.
Sometimes when I'm driving and I see someone walking, like, in my lane, like, towards my car, like, you know, I'm driving and someone's walking, like, in the street, like, to my car, like, I'll purposely just, like, turn my car into them thinking that I'm going to hit them.
You know, I actually did that to somebody one time when I was 16. My girlfriend's ex-boyfriend was trying to harass me because he was jealous that I was with, she didn't take him back. Instead, she was with me, and he parks his car in front of her house, which I was in the street in my truck. On the other side of the street, her house was on this side. He's against the curb in his car, facing me. I'm facing this way. And he's sitting there in his car, and one of his buddies hops out and just talking shit. And she looks at me and goes, "You're not going to do anything." I go, "Exactly." And I turned out my truck, floored it, aimed at his car, came about that close, and swerved at the last second. He got so scared, he jumped from the driver's side to the passenger seat because he thought I was going to hit him. I mean, I literally scared the shit out of him.
That's crazy.
I thought it was funny.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
I did that to someone in a wheelchair.
What?
Going, like, not walking, but rolling in the street, and I, like, charged my car in their direction and then moving out of the way at the last
That's
second.
mean. That's a dick move.
There's a sidewalk for a reason.
Yeah, but a disabled person in a wheelchair, come on.
I don't know. No one's an angel.
I mean, what if it was you in a wheelchair and someone did that to you?
I would have laughed my ass off.
Yeah. A black guy I did it to recently was laughing.
Hell, you're lucky you didn't try hitting your car or something.
I remember when I was like 17, I was driving to school, and then it was like this dude and like two of his buddies, and I was trying to park my car, and like these fucking idiot kids like just came out of nowhere, and like I almost hit them. So I honked really, really loud. I was like, "Yo, fucking dumbasses! Like, what the fuck are you doing? Almost hit you idiots over." And like, long story short, but like when I was coming back from school, I was walking back to my car, and the back of my car, it had a Benz too. They fucking keyed the back.
Ooh.
Right when I saw, I was like, "Yeah, it's this fucking punk ass kids." I was so pissed. It wasn't like a bad key, but I was kind of pissed off. But yeah.
I remember last time I honked at somebody that was riding my ass. Like, there was a guy riding my ass down this road, and he goes to go around me, so I honked my horn at him, because, I mean, he was like inches from my back bumper. So when I honked at him, guy slams on his brakes in the middle of the road. Just dead stop. Looked at my friend, I'm like, fuck this. I pulled into a McDonald's just to get away from the guy, and he kept on going, but it's like, I didn't know what the hell the guy was going to do. I was like 18, and the guy just slams on his brakes in the middle of a busy road. Come on.
And then you pay them. Yeah, I was driving, and like I said, I drive like a Benz, so like I was driving, I was coming back from school, and some Asian dude was kind of behind him, and he were driving, all of a sudden just stops, and then like I don't hit him at first, I'm like almost about to hit him, but I don't. So I'm thinking like, yo, is this fucking dude like fucking some shit? So then he drives again, I follow him, and then he stops again, and then my dumbass hits him in the back, and then I was like, yo, like, what the fuck? You stopped abruptly, like, for 2 times for no reason. If there's no traffic, no other cars behind me, nor in front of them, so I'm thinking, like, this dumbass, like, he was probably fucking around texting on his phone or some shit. And then, like, some blonde lady was walking with her dog, and, like, she saw the whole thing, too. She even approached me and was like, yo, that dude was texting on his phone, blah, blah, blah. Like, I saw what he did, it wasn't right. But then, in the end, I got ticketed because you have to have 100 feet of distance between each car while driving, so I was really pissed off.
See, that's bullshit, because, I mean, that was clearly his fault.
Wait, isn't texting on the phone in Florida illegal?
That was in Vegas, but yeah,
shit.
pretty much is. I don't know why he didn't get a ticket. Bullshit.
I think that's pretty much illegal everywhere.
That was so stupid. I was pissed off.
I mean, it is Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know here in Michigan you can get fined for that. People still do it. I mean, I see people do it all the damn time.
I noticed that there's a lot of cameras in Florida, and I heard this thing. I don't know if it's like this, like where you guys live, but like if you pass like a yellow light, you get a ticket.
Yeah, it actually takes a picture.
Cameras?
I think it takes a picture of your plate, and then they get
Yeah.
your address and mail you a ticket. I think Rob
Yeah.
said he got a
This,
ticket mailed to him one time in Phoenix for that same thing. Like he was speeding or something, and it took a picture of his license plate and mailed him a ticket, and he said he tore the ticket up and threw it away.
Hmm.
you didn't pay for it?
Nope. And surprisingly, he never got no points on his license or nothing.
That's weird. Oh.
Well, he's one of the
Might have
people
been.
that say those traffic cameras are unconstitutional.
I agree too. Yeah, I heard that if you go to court, you can fight it too, and then you can win.
Yep. Another thing I think is stupid, they're all about distracted driving and this and that, but yet they'll stick them signs on the sides of the road, that are LED signs and whatnot that show a message or whatnot. They want you to look at the sign, but they don't want you to be distracted and driving. Now, doesn't that kind of counteract each other? Because you're going to be
Yeah.
distracted looking at the sign. Somebody stops in front of you, you're going to hit them.
Like the advertisement and billboards.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even the ones that, the road commission uses that are on the bridges. It says like accident up ahead or something like that. But still, it's all distracted driving. Come on. I'm surprised they haven't said nothing about Uber and Lyft drivers having that phone shining at them while they're driving down the road. Because, you're supposed to be watching that phone to see where you're going. Technically,
Yeah.
it's...
Exactly. Yeah, that is kind of true. I don't know why they haven't taken him down for that. That's kind of
But-
crazy.
I mean, Uber, it's not so bad because it gets dark when it gets nighttime for that one. But the Lyft app, it stays bright-ass white. So at nighttime, it's lighting up the whole front of your car while you're going down the road. It sucks.
I mean, you could change the brightness of your phone.
Yeah, but then it makes it harder to see the thing, Uber actually switches. Like, maybe I could pull it up here and I'll show you.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I keep mine as night all the time.
Yeah, see, like right now it's dark. That's Uber, it's dark. And if I pull up the Lyft one, it won't be. Come on.
What's better, Uber or Lyft? Because I've heard that Lyft is cheaper than Uber. Is that
There's
true?
Now, picture
That's what
this
I've heard.
bright-ass screen. I mean, it's so bright that my camera can't barely pick it up. Picture this
Yeah.
bright-ass screen staring you in the face in your car at nighttime. I mean, it's bright.
That sucks.
I've driven maybe once for Uber, and I've done more for Lyft, and it seems to be more common in my area. And, I mean, hell, New Year's I got about $125 in 4 hours, so...
Damn, bad.
But, I mean, I haven't done it in a couple weeks, but Lyft seems to be more common around here than Uber. Because when I look at the passenger app, I only see like 1 or 2 cars for Uber, and I'll see like 7 for Lyft.
I wonder why.
I have no idea. I mean, I'm in a smaller city myself because I'm 45 minutes north of Detroit. So I'm not like in a really hugely
Dirty
populated
D.
area, but yeah, Detroit sucks. I was taking somebody home from West Bloomfield to Detroit one time. Well, I didn't know I was going to Detroit until I'm driving down the freeway and I look to my left and I see all these tall buildings. I said, fuck, we're going to Detroit, aren't we?
Oh,
Dropped
yeah.
her off in northeast Detroit, just past 8 Mile, and, crossing from Warren to Detroit. So I drop her off, pick up another couple people around the corner, and end up taking them to the Warren side of 8 Mile. And once I dropped them off, I got the fuck out of there.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it is against Uber and Lyft's policy to, well, Uber, it's against their policy to carry firearms or weapons of any sort. Now, Lyft says follow your local and state laws. Now, my local and state laws say that I can conceal carry while I'm driving. in any circumstance. So I carry every time I go out because you never know what the hell is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard some crazy
I
stories.
mean,
I heard that Uber, they don't background check the people that like drive and shit.
they
But I heard
do,
that
they
Lyft
do, but they don't like fingerprint you or anything like that. They do run a background check. Uber and Lyft both do, and they use the same company.
Oh, really? Is it like a decent one though? Like they could pick up like, oh, this person's like a convicted felon. Like,
Yeah, it picks up all like felonies and all this stuff. And if you have a significant amount of things or one thing that's significant enough, they won't let you drive for them. It's
dang.
just like the whole issue is with people picking up minors. They don't allow people to pick up anyone under the age of 18 because unlike a taxi, we're not fingerprinted. Now, if we were fingerprinted, then we could probably legally do it. But I mean, you see all these people and they get pissed off, kids and parents, because you're not giving their kid a ride when it clearly states in the terms of service for both companies, do not give minors a ride. No unaccompanied minors. If they're with somebody that's 18, that's fine. But I always see videos of people refusing to give minors a ride, and then the kid gets pissed off and tells the guy, fuck you, and this and that, or the parents will get pissed off because you won't give their kid a ride because the last person did it. Well, I'm not the last person. I recently saw somebody do that at my daughter's school the other day. Lyft was picking up somebody at the school, a kid. And like most schools, when you go to pick up, they got like a lane that you sit in to pick up your kid. Well, it goes one way. They were facing the opposite direction. And it's like, what the hell? And I posted something on Facebook about it. All these people like, oh, what if it was somebody that, you know, they took a minute to go get their own kid. And I'm like, if they were picking up their own kid, they would have known which direction to face when they're going to the school. They would be facing the wrong way.
Kids are so spoiled in this generation. I see like 13-year-old kids taking Ubers and Lyfts and shit. When I was motherfucking 13, me and my friends took a school bus. Me and my friends took a bus. We had to like go to some bus down the street and take it. The kids have everything at this age. Damn.
Well,
My parents were too lazy to take me around and shit. When I was like 13, 14, me and my friends were just like, yo, let's take that, like a bus or whatever and just go there. And I was like, you know, because we didn't have Uber and Lyft back then. It's crazy.
well, that's the thing. Parents tell their kids, don't get it.
Like,
Parents always tell their kids, don't get into a car with a stranger. But yet they'll order an Uber or a Lyft, and the driver is a stranger.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like, what, if they're paying for it, then it doesn't matter if it's a stranger? Doesn't make any sense.
Crazy.
But it's like, when they sign up, they should see in, you know, you read the terms of service, when you sign up as a rider, it even says, no one under 18 may use this app. But they order it for their kids and then get mad when you refuse to do it, saying, oh, there are other drivers do it. Well, that's them. That's not me.
Yeah.
Another thing is car seats. If someone doesn't have a car seat for a kid that needs a car seat, you can refuse the ride. Well, the other driver did it. Well, I'm not the other driver. I can get in trouble. They'll get mad about that.
Some lady, yeah, I heard some lady, she was blind and she had a service dog. And when she was trying to get into like an Uber or Lyft or some shit, the driver and said, no, you can't bring that dog. And like she sued Uber or whatever because she couldn't bring the dog.
That's actually true. Uber and Lyft both state you cannot refuse a rider with a service dog. Now,
But what if like a Mercedes? Like I drive a Benz, dude. Like what if I'm trying to give a ride to someone, they bring their fucking nasty ass shedding dog into my car? Like I don't want some disgusting ass.
Some what?
Yeah, some my bringing their fur and shit into my Mercedes Benz.
well, that's the way the rules are. Now, if it's just a random person and their dog, and you know it's not a service dog, then you can refuse it. But if they actually say, you know, I got my service dog, you cannot refuse them a ride. That's against Lyft's rules, Lyft and Uber's rules. As a driver, you cannot refuse service dogs because they consider that discrimination.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. Fuck them. Fuck their dogs.
But like I said, like
Fuck
if I were to
discrimination.
bring my dog and order a lift, they can refuse me because it's not a service dog.
You should at least have like a requirement that says like, oh, like I need an Uber and I need an Uber that'll let me bring my dog in, so that way like drivers could like uncheck whether or not they allow for this dog in general out of the car. You know, I mean, that's pretty fair. But at the same time, I don't want some nasty ass little bitch in my car shedding stuff.
Well, a lot of people, they do get seat covers just for that reason too. I mean, I got leather seats, so they're pretty easy to clean, but
The bottom part, you know, the bottom part of the car.
oh yeah.
My God, and dog takes a massive shit in your car.
Oh, dude,
Well, hey,
it's like huge.
In that instance,
That
what you
probably
do,
end my life
you take a
there.
picture of it and you send it to Uber or Lyft, and they'll send you a cleaning fee.
How much?
Well, it depends. Like if someone throws up all over your car, you might get $150.
That's it.
Yeah. Now, if they damage your car, like do something to destroy, like physically destroy it, then you might get more. But for a cleaning fee, I think the cleaning fees go up to about $150. I mean,
They'll probably give you 100. They'll probably give you like 50. Like here,
it just
someone
depends
all over
basically.
Here's $20.
It varies on the severity of it, I think. But they always tell you before you even touch it, just take pictures and send it to them and tell them what happened, and then
All
clean
while
it.
you're smelling
That
it
way,
and
they got the pictures, they got proof of what you're saying, so they know you're not bullshitting.
well, by then it's already staining the seat.
It's already smelly. Your car's gross.
Yeah. Well, there is some stuff. What the hell is it called? I got a bottle of this stuff that actually kills any odor within like a couple hours. Hang on.
And all this talk about shit, like really, it's like making me not feel so good.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was changing the subject.
just because I kind of have to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to like.
All this talking about shit makes me want to take a shit.
Yeah.
Now this stuff is like strong as hell, and
What?
like if you
Is it like a
sprayed it in your
pet?
car, I would suggest you let your car sit for a couple hours because it's strong.
Osium. Yeah, I was just about to say.
I was suggested this by somebody in a Uber and Lyft group that I'm in on Facebook. I mean,
That's what people's.
My car because
but
I,
never spray
that's like-
that shit though in your car when you're in your car because of how strong it is.
Yeah, it's strong.
It's like you spray like 2 small sprays in your car, shut the doors, leave it for like 2 hours. And it'll kill any odor that's in your car. That's, people's vomiting, if they take a shit in your car, they spill something, cigarette smell, it'll kill everything.
yeah, if I were like an Uber Lyft driver, I would stay the fuck away from like areas with like clubs and shit, especially at nighttime, because you don't want some punk ass kids in your car throwing up and shit.
But that's where you make the most money.
I got really fucked with one of my friends back in Vegas, and it was a birthday party, and I was kind of drunk too. And my buddy sent me home. He got me an Uber, and I was so drunk, I was about to throw up. And I was like, no, I don't want to throw up in this dude's car. So I went home, and then right when I got home, I fucking puked like everywhere, dude.
Ooh.
I just seen a picture in this Metro Detroit Uber group that I'm part of, and the guy showed a picture of his car at a gas station because he sent Uber pictures and whatnot so they could give him a cleaning fee. It was all on the outside of his car, but like a week or two ago, it was in the negative temperatures here. It was like negative 12, and with the wind chill, it was like almost negative 30. And somebody threw up out of his window. The chick at least tried to get it out the window, which she did. So he appreciated that much that she tried not to puke in his car. But because it was so cold, it froze on the side of his car. And it was from just past the front passenger window all the way to the back end of his car. Was just brown. It was just like a brownish color, frozen to his car, of vomit. I mean, it was all down the side of his car, from just outside of the passenger side window all the way down. Because he took a picture of it and posted it in the Facebook group, and it was like a gray car, while the side of it was like a brownish color.
Damn.
But
That's
I mean, normally it would have just came off with the wind if it was a warmer day, but since it was so cold, as soon as it got outside, it froze.
On the windows and shit. Damn, that sucks.
But
yeah, I could never do Uber or Lyft. I could never do that shit ever. I don't want some fucking dumbass kids in my car fucking around.
On New Year's, the last people that I dropped off, I mean, the one guy when he first got,
Yeah, I can't believe
there was 3 of them in the back seat and 1 was up front in my truck. And the guy that got up front, I mean, he smelled like he just got done smoking like 15 blunts in a row.
Hell yeah.
That's all. I mean, it reeked. I was getting a contact high just sitting next to him. That's how bad it was. I mean, once I finally dropped all them off, I rolled down my front windows just to let my truck air out because it was that bad. I think if I was with him for another 15 minutes, I probably would have gotten high myself.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
But I mean, I've never smelt it that strong on somebody ever. So I know how they celebrated New Year's. And by this time, this was like, when I dropped them off, it was 4 in the morning. I picked them up at like 3:30. So they were partying pretty hard, apparently.
Yeah, shit.
I mean, if you reek that bad, yeah. Thankfully,
I didn't do shit on New Year's Eve because like it's Vegas, you know what I mean? When I was in Vegas, and you know, a lot of drunk drivers. I don't want to like drive and then have some idiot hit my car. Cause some problems and shit. So I just pretty much stayed home on New Year's. I didn't really do shit.
I'm actually planning on going back to Vegas, maybe in the summertime for a couple of days, because me and a friend of mine, we went when we helped Rob move back to Michigan from Phoenix. We actually went, we flew into Phoenix, got a rent-a-car, drove to Vegas, stayed there for like a day and a half. Then we were driving back to Phoenix.
Wait, you were Rob? I don't know. I think it was like late last year. Rob was in Vegas. He was filming a video. Were you with them around that time?
No.
You weren't? Okay.
When we met up with him that time, it was 2015. But when we met up with Rob, we stayed 2 nights at his apartment and just drove straight back to Michigan. But me and my friend, we flew into Phoenix, got a rent-a-car, drove to Vegas, stayed there for a day and a half. We were going back toward Phoenix. We were in California. Rob wanted to meet up with us. Tells me what exit to get off of after I had done past it. Now keep in mind, I'm by L.A. and it's rush hour.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I turned around finally, heading the other direction, and I was stuck in so much bumper-to-bumper traffic, not moving anywhere. I finally said, fuck this. I told Rob, we're not going to make it. I'm going back to Phoenix. I'll see you in a couple days. And we ended up spending the night in San Diego at a motel. Drove the other 5 hours back to Phoenix, stayed with a friend of mine for a night, met up with Rob when he got back, stayed with him for 2 nights, and we drove a day and a half straight back to Michigan.
Damn.
But what sucked about that is his car, you know, most cars, they have like, you know, your reverse, neutral, drive, park, all that. And then they have 1 and 2. Well, those are for mountain driving and hauling trailers. Rob left it in drive the whole time he was driving with a small U-Haul trailer behind his car. We get to New Mexico, and he pulls over and he goes, okay, it's your turn to drive. This is 3 in the morning. I've never driven a car with a trailer behind it before. It's foggier than hell. I mean, I can't see this far in front of my face because it's so foggy. And he's telling me to drive, and I'm sitting there listening to his car, and his car's revving up and down, and his lights are going bright and dim, bright and dim. He goes, I don't know what the hell's wrong with my car. I say, your alternator's going bad. How do you know? Just trust me. So we continue driving all that way and shit, and finally we're in Indiana, probably 20 miles from the Michigan border. On the side of I-94, his car breaks down. Alternator just finally dies. It's a Saturday. He finally calls a shop that's open. They tow his car. Keep in mind, this wasn't exactly legal because Rob and the tow truck driver were in the cab of his truck. Me and my friend were in the back seat of Rob's car on the flatbed going down the freeway. So that wasn't legal. Long story short, they told him that his alternator was bad. I told him I should have bet you $100 on that one because I called it in New Mexico when we just got started. So I told him, I said, you know, you driving with these trailers and not shifting into the right gear is killing your alternator. Because the same thing happened to him when he moved down there. Like a month after he moved down there, his alternator took a shit. And he was hauling a small trailer behind his car. So he should have learned from the last time.
You're like a psychic.
Rob's not exactly the brightest.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. He's a funny dude, though. He does a lot of. He's a. Rob is funny, but he doesn't even try to be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's different, that's for sure.
Stupid shit, but like he doesn't realize that like half the stuff he's doing is ridiculous. You know, that's what I noticed about Rob.
Rob actually used to be proud of the fact that a certain nickname people had for him in high school, which was really, really bad if you think about it. Like his hair used to be a little bit longer, like still above his shoulders, but like he used so much gel, his hair would look greasy. So people started calling him Pubes because the back of his hair looked like pubes. And he was proud of the fact that every time someone saw him in school or out and about, hey, Pubes! So next time either one of you talk to Rob, mention that nickname. Call him Pubes.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll write that down.
For now on.
He'll be like, what the fuck? How'd you hear about that? That was his nickname in high school, was Pubes.
Hilarious.
But it's just, like, he would use so much damn gel.
Oh my god.
That actually started because of him being on the CB radio when he first started truck driving. Because he was bitching about some driver or something, and somebody's like, hey, Raging Rob. So that became his CB handle, therefore that became his alias on YouTube. So that's how that came about, is from being on the CB radio.
Raging Rob Kinson.
And I keep telling him that he needs to, like, lighten up on the shit he's posting and saying online because, you know, he loses his accounts like every week. I mean,
what does he do for a living? What does Rob do for a living?
Truck driver.
How does he? Oh yeah, he's a truck driver. But they don't look at his social media and stuff.
Apparently not.
They don't. Because you can type in Rob Kinnison, and I think you can pull up that Meek Mill stuff easily. They don't question about it.
You type in his name, and there's no question of what's going to come up. But, I mean, the company he's driving for, I'm not going to say what it is because he tells me not to, but...
all over Google Images.
But the company he drives for, when he moved back here, and he quit that company. He got a local job for a little while when he was living here. And he went back to Phoenix. Apparently they like his driving enough, they let him come back. So they told him anytime you want to come back, you can come back. So apparently he's good at his job. So
really 90% of the stuff. Right when you type in Rob Kinnison, it's a photo of him holding a gun. Photo of him looking at 5 bullets.
And
a photo of him holding 2 pistols.
Most of the pictures that he posts online of guns are not.
To get hired.
Most of the pictures he posts of guns online, though, if it's just like a picture of guns and not him, they're not guns that he owns. He's trying to pass it off as they're guns that he owns, but.
Photo of one of the Columbine.
He's something else.
There's also a picture somewhere on there where he looks like Lara Croft holding the guns like this.
Oh, they superimposed his face?
Yeah.
I've seen that. Rob is no Angelina Jolie, that's for damn sure.
I don't know.
How the fuck did he get hired?
Obviously, they don't do like some companies, they don't do Facebook checks and stuff like that. I mean, given Rob's history, if you look at him on Facebook, you're not going to find him anyway because his account got banned. So, I mean,
his photos on Google Images.
it's like
and they all look like him. It's like, yo, this dude's holding a gun. He's holding 2 guns in this photo. The Columbine massacre in this photo. Like, you would think, like, that's the funniest shit ever. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Man, it's just people that are good with Photoshop, pretty much. I mean, I could do that too. I could put Rob's face on anything.
How do you know the people hiring him don't know if it's Photoshop? What if they really think, yo, this dude's holding, like, 2 guns?
Well, apparently this trucking company doesn't. If they do, I don't know. They don't check in that, apparently, but I know if he went to some regular company, like, say he went to go for some other company or something, they might check, but I don't think trucking companies really care too much. I mean, come on, he's told me some of the guys will dump 4 or 5 piss bottles out of their truck because they're too lazy to go into the damn truck stop.
Oh, man.
He told me about one guy, he watched him. The guy gets out, keep in mind, he's like maybe a couple hundred feet away from the door of this truck stop. Gets out of his truck, goes to the back of it, takes a leak, and then walks into the truck stop. It's like, really, dude? You're that close? Go in the building. It's retarded. Yeah,
I'm sure.
your camera just disappeared. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Put my phone on charge real quick. It died.
That's why I like
I'm sure Rob.
my iPhone. It stays charged all day.
I'm sure Rob's guilty of that. Pissing in jugs.
Well, if he is, he hasn't said nothing about it. But, I mean, some truckers can be nasty doing stuff like that. I told you, did he ever tell you about when his truck got broken into when he was sleeping in the back of it?
No.
No, what happened?
This was a long time ago. I forget I think he was with Swift or JB Hunt at the time. And he was in his back of his truck sleeping. And he noticed through the crack in the curtain that his light was on. So he pulls the curtain back and he's face to face with a guy that was in his truck. And the guy sits there for like 10 seconds and then takes off, but he ends up taking one of his duffel bags he had in the front seat. The guy ended up taking all of his clothes. Because he had 2 bags. One had clothes in it, and his other one had, like, you know, CDs and DVDs and stuff he's bought while he was cruising around. The guy ended up taking all of his clothes, so then he had to go to Walmart and buy all new clothes. But I guess the guy, there's a little window at the bottom of the door, probably about this big. It's kind of like a triangle shape, and the guy somehow pried it open and reached in and opened the door. That's how he got in. But he did it so quietly it didn't wake him up until he just happened to wake up and see the light on and pulled the curtain, and there was the guy.
Damn. Holy shit, that's scary.
Luckily, the guy grabbed the bag. He just grabbed one of the bags and took off. But like I said, he ended up taking all of his clothes.
I think that was one of the Williams brothers.
Yeah, I heard about that too. They like to loot them. They tried to loot me once too.
Yeah, that was way before his.
I think it was Jamal who made a video. He's like, "Oh, Vegas, loot Jeenouse-'s Mercedes." I locked my shit up. I fucking locked all my doors.
Those guys are full of shit. Because they said that, you know, they used Rob's term, the Resistance Hideout, our place up north. They're like, oh, we looted the Resistance Hideout. I'm like, they tweeted me and said that, or they left a comment on one of my videos and said that. I'm like, yeah, you just looted this place when I was just up there and everything was fine. Yeah, go fuck off, you know. It's like, how are you going to tell me you just did something when I was just literally there a couple days prior? And yeah, no. Take your bullshit elsewhere. Those guys are full of shit.
Yeah, I would not fuck with the Williams brothers. I heard that they looted like a couple of YouTubers. It's like 2 brothers, and then it's like a bunch of their friends too that try to like loot people. Like if they see like a YouTuber who's like famous or has subscribers, like they'll find out where they live and shit,
Like,
and they'll try to.
do they go
Like,
all but
it
like,
could be this podcast and like like yo, I'm gonna try to loot Jeenouse or something next, you know?
do they go all over the country and do it, or they just do it where they're at?
They go everywhere. They don't fuck around. They fucking loot people.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a
And
sign.
try to loot me, whatever. Because they made a video. It was about like 6 o'clock at night. They're like, "Oh, we're on our way to Vegas. We'll be there in about an hour and shit." So I'm like, "Oh shit! Like I don't fucking trust these brothers." So I locked up all my shit, put all my alarms and shit. And that night I went to sleep. At about 2 a.m., I heard someone banging my garage, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So like I'm there freaking out. And then I open my garage door, but I don't actually open, the actual garage. I just open the door, and I hear them banging and shit, you know? It sounded like two black dudes, and, like, they're trying to, like, bang it. They couldn't open it, and they just left.
Well, anybody that comes and tries to break in my house, there's a sign in my front window that says this house is guarded by a shotgun 3 days a week. Guess which days? So anyone that tries to break in my house, they're taking a big chance.
Why only 3 days?
Well, the point of that is for them to decide whether or not they want to take the chance and break into my house and get blasted in the face with a 12-gauge shotgun. That's why it
I
says...
have a bumper sticker on my front door. It says, "Warning, trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again."
I got a little sticker in my window about this big in my door that says, "No trespassing, we're tired of hiding the bodies." But that shotgun one in the window, this house is guarded by a shotgun 3 days a week, guess which days? I don't think anyone would be smart or stupid enough to take that chance. So...
I think as long as, like, you have, like, because I used to have, like, cameras on my house, and I used to have that bumper sticker, and I'll have, like, a little dog sign, like, "Warning, beware of dog," and it showed, like, a picture of a fucking pit bull or some shit, but really it had a chihuahua, you know?
Yeah.
It's, like, little things like that I think robbers and thieves look at and be like, "Yo, like, I'm not gonna rob them," you know? Like, who would you rather rob if you're a thief? Would you rob someone with all that shit, or, like, a house that has no cameras, no dogs, or like, no trespassing sign, you know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah, you'd be safer going after the one that's unprotected versus protected.
Exactly.
But I've always liked the thing, like, if you hear somebody trying to break in your front door and you have a shotgun, what you do, you take a chair and you put it about 10 feet in front of the door, aim at the door and wait for them to come in, and then tell them, "Hey, you got two choices. You can either die or leave." I've always thought that was
Or
pretty
you
cool.
can do that thing from Home Alone,
Hmm.
play that little video game,
Oh, yeah.
countdown. My brother did that once and it worked.
I was trying to get the video for my doorbell. I got one of those Ring video doorbells, but it's not coming up for some reason.
There's a thing that my sister has where, like, you can put a camera on your door, and
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
someone touches your doorbell, like a picture or video then is sent to your phone.
Yeah,
I kind of want to do that.
that's what I got.
Oh, really? How much was it?
Shit. I can't remember how much I paid. Probably like $100 for the one I paid, but the newer ones are a little bit more expensive. But I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a camera on it, and I think as well
I got a video
like it
one
records
time
audio.
of these kids. I was sitting on my couch. It's probably about 8:30. I leave for work by about 9:30. I'm just sitting there watching TV. It's completely quiet, and all of a sudden I hear a banging on my front window. I mean, it scared the shit out of me, literally. So I run to my door, and there's two kids running away. And by the time I open my door, I hear them say, "Oh shit, he's opening the door! Go, go!" And they jump in a car that's at the end of my driveway and take off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually had a video of it from my doorbell. Like, damn it. This thing's not.
How would it work for an apartment though? Because like in my apartment, obviously people come and go. So how would that work?
Well,
If it's all
you can change the distance on it to how far it goes. Like that'll make it more or less sensitive. I think I actually found that video. Let me see here. See, there's the kids running away.
shit. What were they doing? Were they trying to break in or ding dong, bitch?
They were
I can't
just-
tell.
They were just
Fuck
knocking and running.
them.
Let me see
Ding
here.
dong, bitch, whatever.
Yeah, see the one. I didn't see the one that banged on the door. I heard the one that banged on the window over here. That's the one I heard.
Oh fuck.
Because they banged on the window so loud I didn't hear the door. But it made me jump about 10 feet off the couch. Because, like I said, it was perfectly quiet. And I didn't hear nothing. And then all of a sudden I hear bang, 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 bang on my front window. I'm like, what the hell?
Fucking idiot kids, I
That
swear.
was last winter. But they ran off. And
Like, was that like nighttime or something? Like,
it was about 8:30 at night. But it was just so random because everything was quiet. And it just scared the hell out of me.
some stupid ass kids. It's stupid. When I was a kid, when I was like, I don't know, like 11 years old, I was at one of my friend's house, and sometimes he would shit in a bag.
Oh, here we
And
go.
then
There's
I saw the front door and light it up
a live view of my front door right now.
right now at this moment.
Yep. I finally got it to
So
work.
that when someone comes to your door,
Like
it,
right
and
here,
that-
there's a. You can't really see it, but by my thumb, there's a little button. It's a speaker. You can push that, and you can actually talk to the people that are outside.
oh shit! So you just hold it and you talk. That's fucking
But
nuts, dude. I
you
need
just-
to
Oh
do that
yeah,
shit.
Ring.
You just push it once, and it'll enable it. It'll turn the mic on, so you can talk back and forth. And like it has sound if I turn it on too, and I can hear everything that's outside. And
That's useful. I could get something like that just for some more protection, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's scary being a girl living alone, you know?
And having a Jew live like right above you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that thing, and they got newer ones that if you have an Amazon Echo, like the newer ones, you can pair it with your Amazon Echo.
Oh shit! I have an Amazon thing right now. Would that work or what? What would I have to do?
Like which one do you have? Because I think it only
It's
works for
just-
the. I think it only works for the ones that have the screen. Well, actually, no, it might work with the other ones. But I know mine's the older version, so it doesn't work with it. But
Is there a way I can tell my Echo, like, hey, Alexa, if someone knocks at my door, let me know? Like, could it do that shit or no?
well, if you hook them together, it'll. I think the Echo will actually let you know that there's somebody there. Because I know when it goes through your phone, it'll play like a notification or something. Like I have it set instead of chiming, it says someone's at your door. So.
Damn. I need to do that. It's pretty cool.
But I also have it, like there's another one, it's a camera that I got in my living room. It's called Pet Cube because it's mainly for like, it has a laser pointer on it, you can play with your dog or something when you're gone. But I never turn that on, I just have it so I can see my house when I'm gone. My house is kind of a mess, but this is my living room right now.
I wonder if it can capture, like, ghosts and stuff
And
through that.
that's actually sitting by my TV. So like occasionally I'll look and I'll see my dog laying in a chair or something, but like right there you can see her laying in the chair.
Aw, puppy.
But it's got a laser pointer on it that you can enable and you can play with your dog and whatnot. That's what the main thing is for, but I use it as just a security camera.
Yeah, I would just use it when, like, someone's knocking on my door, you know?
Trying to loot you.
Like I can have that set. I got the motion turned off because she's walking around all night while I'm at work. I don't need it going off 50,000 times. So, but you can have it like motion detection where it'll alert you when there's motion. If you live alone with no pets, and that way, if it goes off, you'll know someone's in your house and you got video proof of it. Like the Ring video doorbell, you do got to pay so much every month. It's cheap. It's not that much. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head how much I'm paying, but it's no more than like $10 a month, I think. To actually like it saves all past events, like when people come to your door, and then that you can review it again later. Now, if you don't pay for that, it won't save none of that in the app. Like, let me see here.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Like, you have to pay extra to like keep the footage, basically.
Yeah, and it keeps it for so long. Like, it's under, if that would focus, like where by my thumb where it says event history.
Yeah.
Like, you just hit that, and it'll come up with all the past events. And then
Damn.
I think
That's all the people who knocked on your door and stuff.
well, that's just like, you know, with the detected motion and whatnot, and like it goes for a while.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Like it saves for a while.
Yes.
I mean, look at that. I don't even know how far that's going back because I can't see it because it's backwards for me. But that's already going back to December.
That's Ring.
Yeah, that's
So on top of paying $100+ you also have to pay $10 a month.
it goes back to 12/12 was the first one. It says 6:48 a.m. So that's probably when I got home from work. So yeah, it goes all the way back to December. And it
Holy
has different
shit.
categories, like that's all of them all combined. You can change it so it's like recent activity, like people ringing your doorbell and you don't answer it. You can have it so it does motion. What's funny though is like I have it set probably maybe like 20 feet away from my front door, so it's not that far. But sometimes a car would drive by and some reason it'll pick it up and it'll go off. It's weird.
Yeah.
But you can change the radius of it.
It's really sensitive, yeah.
Like let's see here. Like there's a motion setting on here. You can change like the frequency of it and whatnot.
Damn, that's pretty high tech. I need to get something like that.
And
Maybe
like-
like a dummy camera or something.
Like you can change, like it comes standard with like some bell tone that chimes when it notification goes off, and I thought that was too loud and annoying. So now I have it set so, like if somebody rings the doorbell, it'll say someone's at your door, and then if somebody just walks by it and it picks it up, it'll say motion detected in the front yard. So, and then if you answer, it's like a call basically. If you answer it when they hit the button, you can actually talk to them and whatnot. So.
That's legit. I need to get something like that soon. Because I don't like, you know.
Well, that company Ring also has like cameras you can set up outside too if you want
Yeah.
to go
I
with
need
the
to-
doorbell, so you can view all that through the app. Like you can view the one on your doorbell, and you can switch it to view like one on a corner of your house or one by your garage or something. I think Nest is another one. They don't do the doorbell, but they do
Yeah.
the security cams. I know a friend of mine's got those Nest cams at her house, so.
Does she like them?
Yeah, like she's actually got one. She's got it set up. It's a motion light. She's gonna put in the back of her yard because she's got 2 huskies up north. She actually has a YouTube channel about her huskies.
Aww.
But yeah, she recently put one motion light on her fence, and she's got another one she's gonna put back by their garage, and she's got the cameras outside and whatnot. And yeah, she's actually praying for more snow, and I'm hoping the snow just starts disappearing because we're supposed to have another ice storm coming in the next couple of days. And like a week ago, it hit 50 degrees, and
Damn.
then it hit 50 degrees a couple of days ago. It was 50 degrees for about 5 minutes, and then it started dropping, and it dropped down to about 19. That's a 31-degree drop, and that's just while I was at work in 8 hours. That sucks. I'm ready for spring. I want this winter crap to go away.
Oh my God.
I mean, my driveway was a sheet of ice for about 4 days. I had UPS dropping something off, and the guy was just like penguin walking because he didn't want to fall on his ass.
Fuck
I heard
UPS.
that, I don't know, what was it called? Like a polar vortex or some shit like
Yep.
that?
Yeah.
where like some UPS dude or something like that, like froze to death or some shit.
I heard
Hell yeah.
the guy was at FedEx. He didn't work. He didn't work for FedEx, but some reason he was back behind one of the trucks, and he was like between two trucks, and he froze to death. It was
Yeah,
like
scary.
just some guy. I don't know if he was homeless or what, but yeah, my friend in up north, and she lives up by Alpena in the top of Michigan, but she's like, why are they calling it a polar vortex? It's winter, which she has a point. It's Michigan winter. They're polar vortex. They're just giving a name to it. It's Michigan. It gets cold sometimes. Sometimes it gets colder than normal. And people act like it's some big phenomenon. It's really not.
Same old, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like sometimes we'll get, like, I haven't seen feet of snow in my area since I was a kid, but up by where she's at, near the Upper Peninsula, they get a couple feet of snow sometimes. I think the other day they got like 9 inches of snow. And that was on top of like 6 inches they already had. But I mean, like I said, she's got huskies, so they love the snow. So she's always loving the snow. But me, it's like I'd rather not have it.
Chicago got hit really fucking bad during that polar vortex. That shit fucking killed my car.
They said Chicago was colder than Antarctica.
Indeed it was.
Because, I mean,
Back in Vegas, we didn't have snow or any of that shit. You know, in Florida, we have a lot of rain here, but
like Georgia, I remember my parents went, or my dad, my stepmom went down there a couple of years ago, and it lightly snowed in Georgia, and Atlanta shut down. Now, if you've ever seen The Walking Dead, if you remember the scene where Rick was riding the horse into Atlanta and all the cars were lined up on the one side and the other side was empty, they showed a picture from one of the news channels down there, and that's what it looked like. They had the Walking Dead picture on the bottom and Atlanta on the top, and it looked exactly the same because people just stopped driving as they were trying to leave the city, and nobody was going in. And my dad and my stepmom said, yeah, it was like that, and there was no cars on the road, and even though the governor and whatnot shut down Atlanta, they drove right in because, you know, they're from Michigan. They're used to that kind of thing. They get a dusting of snow down there, and they freak out.
crazy. It's so crazy.
But, I mean, yeah, some people in Michigan, though, it seems like they forget every year how to drive in the snow. I saw a guy last year, and a coworker was in front of me at this light. It was just me and him at the front of the light. He makes it through. I didn't because it was so slick I couldn't barely move. So I'm sitting there waiting for it to change again. Coming the other way, there's a car coming to the light, and he's going fast. Now I see him turn this way toward where there was a wireless toys. Thought he was going to go behind the building. There was a driveway going that way. No, he hops the curb, probably got about 2 or 3 feet off the curb, in the air, goes into grass next to the building, sideswipes the building, and stops when his car hits a pole. I mean, this is within like 10 seconds. I just saw him go, boom, hit the pole. I was like, holy shit. I couldn't believe it. It's just like people don't know how to drive when it gets slick and snowy, and people still decide to go 45 miles an hour down the road when you're going to spin out.
I remember there was a lead singer of his band. I don't know if you listen to this stuff, but have you heard of Suicide Silence?
I've heard of them.
Oh, that dude that fucking died of the car accident. Or not, motorcycle.
I guess he was drunk one night, and him and his girl got into a fight or whatever. So he was drunk, he got on his motorcycle, and he drove into a pole, he died.
Damn.
Straight up. It's scary, you know? It's really scary.
I just like it's amazing seeing all the freeways around here when it gets real snowy and whatnot, and you'll see like a 100-car pileup. A couple years ago there was one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such a bad blizzard that you couldn't see until you were right on top of this accident, and 2 cars turned into 5, turned into 15, turned into 100. I mean, it was literally like 98 cars that were involved in this pileup, all because it was so snowy and nobody could stop in time. I mean, there's semis just bashing through mounds of cars. I mean, I think a couple people might have even died from it. But I mean, someone had a video from their cell phone of semis barreling down on this accident, and they can't stop, and they're just crashing through it like they're hitting Matchbox cars.
It's scary. That's why when you drive snow, especially in rain too, you gotta drive slow. I know my sister told me a story that it was like raining almost snowing, but not quite. And she was driving, not even like 40 miles an hour on a highway, and her car like hydroplaned.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes when trucks drive, they spill some gas. And if you're driving in the rain or snow, when you drive over that gas, you just...
Well, what it is it's the exhaust when it starts raining and whatnot. When it first starts raining, you got the oil residue from the exhaust. It's sitting right on top of the water, so it makes it slick. Now, after a while, the rain will wash that away, but it's just when it first starts raining is when that happens, and people just don't slow down. I mean, down in Detroit, some of the freeways, they go under other roads, it's real low areas, and they flood. You see all the time people trying to drive through it. Like, they'll see a big truck go through it, and they go, I can make it, and they'll drive through with this little car, get about halfway, and the car will just start floating. Mm-hmm. Like, it looks like it's in a river, floating down the river, but it's a road that's flooded. Because some dumbass in a big lifted truck decides, I'm going to go through it. So somebody else decides, oh, I'm going to go through it too. And it ends up overtaking their car. And then they got to be rescued. And you see it every year. That's why I always say, especially people in Detroit, they don't know how to drive. That's why one of the reasons why I don't like going down there.
Dirty D.
I mean,
there's a lot of
like
dumbasses that come on.
There's like a bunch of rain or some shit. I don't drive at all, period.
Well, being in Florida, you got to deal with hurricanes now.
Oh, I know, right?
I mean, Vegas,
awesome.
You might have to deal with the occasional sandstorm, but...
Occasional desert.
I've been to Phoenix probably 3 or 4 times, and I've never experienced that. Now, my brother has. So he just got his car washed, and, well, here comes a sandstorm right after he got his car washed. And he comes out, and everything's covered in sand and dust. He sees feet prints on his car. Well, there was a cat that used to hang around his apartment complex, and I guess it was walking on top of his car because he could see the footprints going up his car. But he actually left his sunroof open one time, gets in his car to go somewhere, and the cat was in the back seat.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So he had to get the cat out of his car because it crawled into his sunroof just to hang out. But yeah, I've been to Phoenix a few times, and I've never experienced no sandstorms or nothing.
Yeah, I never had anything like that in Vegas. We really had any lots of sun, really.
Last time I went to Vegas, like I said, was 2015, and it was like a high of 65 degrees, and this is March. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was probably 20 degrees here, but I mean, I go to Vegas, I wanted it to be warm. I had to wear a light jacket because I was cold. And at nighttime, it was even colder. It dropped down to like 50 degrees.
What time of the year did you go to?
It was about March.
Oh, yeah, it's a little chilly at March. It's a little bit chilly.
But I mean...
And then May to like October, November.
Well, I know Phoenix was like 80s and 90s and higher than that, and I didn't know what Vegas was. I'd never been there before, so I thought, oh, it's going to be nice and warm. I won't need my coat or nothing. We get there and it's like 65 degrees during the day. I'm like, it's better, but it could be warmer. And I remember,
it depends on like what time of the year you go to.
I know the first time I went to Phoenix in 2014 to see a friend of mine, it was 85 degrees here, and Michigan's humidity is nuts in the summertime when it's that hot. I mean, I was sweating like crazy. I get down there, it's 114 degrees, and I'm not sweating at all. It's like I felt that heat. As soon as I go through the door of the plane where that hallway connects to it, as soon as I go through there, I feel that heat just blast me. I'm like, holy crap. But I mean, walking around, there's no shade anywhere. My friend was at work, so I was walking around during the day, going wherever I wanted to go, get something to eat or whatnot. I didn't get sunburned at all, except for one spot on the back of both my legs. I got sunburned. The rest of me, I didn't get sunburned at all. I can't figure out why, just that one spot did. It's weird.
You gotta put on sunscreen. I try to put sunscreen on like every day before I go out.
But it was just...
Girls, you know, we like to put sunscreen and take care of her.
It was just one spot though, like on the back of my leg, probably about this big on the back of each leg. They got sunburned. The rest of me was fine, and that's without wearing sunscreen. And I was in the bright sun all day. Because I would walk a couple miles to go to like Subway or something and get something to eat, and then walk all the way back to her apartment.
Subway. What do you usually get at Subway? Because I always get the chicken, but I need to start getting the chicken. Well, I need to stop getting it because it's kind of...
I usually get chicken bacon ranch.
Chicken bacon ranch. Yo, at my law school, they had these chicken... No, it's not chicken. It's a bacon cheddar ranch slider. Yo, that shit is so fucking good.
Wendy's...
And give you and stuff.
Wendy's recently had... They don't have it anymore because I tried to get it because my daughter wanted it, but it was a bacon maple chicken sandwich. Like, it was essentially like a kind of maple syrup or something on it. I didn't like it. I thought the maple syrup stuff was too much, but she loved it, so she ended up having 2 of them that night.
I don't understand why people like the McRib. 'Cause I tried it.
Ew.
I've never had...
I tried it and I was like, it just tastes like tasteless chicken.
I've never had it, but people always make a fuss about it every year. They bring it back, it's like some big thing.
The McSlob.
Yeah.
I don't like McDonald's. I think they're fucking gross.
Slob Donald.
Surprisingly, the one by me, the shake machine's never broken.
Oh, wow.
Every time I go there, I don't go there often, but when I do, once in a while I get a shake, and they don't tell me the machine's broken. I'm surprised. Every other one I go to, our shake machine's down. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like, what?
I'm really happy that I live next to a Chick-fil-A.
That's another place I've never been to.
It's pretty good. It's not like amazing, but like, I mean, it's decent.
Isn't that the one that closes on Sunday?
Because of church and stuff, so people can pray.
It's like a Christian restaurant or something, pretty much, or kind of.
I tried that, and Whataburger's pretty good too. I know Whataburger's pretty big in Houston.
My brother took me and my friend to one in Phoenix. I thought it was alright. It was good food, but he made it out to sound like it was some amazing restaurant. I ate them, and it's like, it's no different than any other place. Now, Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
I do like Jack in the Box.
I remember in Vegas, there's a Jack in the Box right next to my house, and I would always get food poisoning whenever I ate their food, especially their tacos. And I did some research, and I found out that Jack in the Box, okay, so each restaurant has, like, their own sanitary, like, things, you know, like, oh, this restaurant, they're super, super sanitary, you need to wash your hands. They have a bunch of sanitary requirements.
Yeah.
I found out that Jack in the Box has the least amount of sanitary requirements. So I think that's why whenever I went there, I always got sick.
They probably just served old food and whatnot. That's probably what did it right there.
Yeah, they have the least sanitary requirements is what I did after some research.
Speaking of Vegas, me and a friend of mine...
Like Careless Restaurant.
Me and a friend of mine got a laugh when I was in Vegas because we were eating at a White Castle on the Strip. And we're sitting there, and we're eating our food, and these 2 guys and this chick sit, like, over this way, on the other side of the table. And we're just sitting there listening to these guys, and one of them is drunk off his ass, you could tell. And this chick is just sitting there not saying a thing. And by the way she's dressed, you could tell she's an escort. They just paid for her to come back to their hotel after they're done eating. Guy looks at his friend right next to this chick and just says, "When are we going to get rid of this bitch?" Just out of nowhere. And she's just sitting there just not acknowledging it or anything else. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's how drunk the guy was. He just looked at us, when we get rid of this bitch? Not
So disrespectful.
Oh, I know. I mean, granted, yeah, she's basically a legal whore if you think about it, because they're gonna go back and fuck her at the hotel room. But it's like, really, show a little respect. Don't say that kind of shit in front of her. I just couldn't
In
believe it.
Vegas, like, there are ways you can tell someone's an escort. And I had a friend, I don't know how the fuck he found out, but he told me that if I'm in a casino in Vegas and you see a girl with heels with red bottoms on them, they're called Louboutins. 99% of the times they're escorts. I don't know why, but I guess that's what he told me, which kind of makes sense.
Now, I did see police. They were like finding people or arresting them for passing out the things, like the illegal people. Like you see a bunch of illegal
Yeah.
Mexicans and whatnot passing out things for escorts. They were everywhere. It's like every 10 feet there was one standing there with a red shirt on trying to give you these little flyers and shit. And
Oh, shit.
and it's like, I heard it was illegal for them to do that, but yet they're everywhere. I mean, you walk at the walkways that go over the roads and there's guys there, here, want to see some titties? And he's trying to hand you a thing for a strip club. And
In Vegas, they always hand you, like, slips, like, come to the strip club.
yeah.
It's legal, too.
And
It's legal.
there was we saw a guy argue, like almost fighting with a homeless guy. I mean, he had him pinned in a corner, screaming at him during the day as we're walking over this walkway, and he's just yelling at this guy. And there's people sitting up there, the homeless people. They got their signs saying, their sayings, trying to get money and whatnot. One of them, it looked like some stuff was sitting there. There was a piece of cardboard with a message written on it. It said, "Too lazy to sit here." That's all it said. And it had a little thing where you could drop some money into it. It had some stuff that it looked like he owned, and there was nobody there. It just said, "Too lazy to sit here. Anything helps."
Bum fights.
But that was crazy, though, when we saw that guy.
I watched a YouTube channel called Bum Fights on Crack.
I've heard of the bump fights, but not that one. Rob actually got to film with his phone a part of the latest Bourne movie with Matt Damon when they filmed it in Vegas. Because he was there and they had the street blocked off because they were filming. And he got to film one of the chase scenes on his phone when they went by. So he actually put a video up about that somewhere. I don't remember which channel it's on, but he got to film one of the chase scenes from the Jason Bourne movies. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I know that a couple years ago they were filming that Paul Blart's Mall Cop.
Oh God.
Yeah, what's that dude? That chubby fat dude in it?
Kevin
Kevin James, yeah.
Kevin James, yeah, I guess they're filming that. I don't like them.
Oh, they're filming another one, or?
No, that was an old one, but I
Oh.
know because I was a professional theater actor, and I would get a lot of like emails like, oh, like we need cast members for this, we need some background actors for this, and one of them was for Paul Blart, and I guess they needed some like background actors, so I didn't actually do it because fuck Kevin James, but
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you could have got a lot of money off of that one.
I think it was like $50 for the entire day.
That's it.
Dude, yeah, that's some bullshit. I was like, oh, fucking not worth it.
Fuck
Some
Kevin James.
It was like a Fast and Furious or some shit. I've been like, hell yeah, but
Well, I guess it depends on.
James.
I guess it depends on how long you actually be in the background too. If it's for like 30 seconds.
like the entire day they're gonna film you, and then you're not gonna really get any talking scenes. You
Well,
know what
yeah.
I mean? It's
You're just like an extra in the background.
pretty much.
But yeah, if it's for like maybe a minute or something, I can understand paying only $50. But if you're there all day filming in multiple scenes and all this, they should pay you a little bit more than $50. Come on, that's ridiculous.
That also, it would be so cool to be like an actor in like Fast and Furious or something. And like they just handed you like, yo, here's a brand new Nissan 350Z. I want you to tear shit out of you.
There was a movie with Billy Crystal a long time ago when we were younger. We were teenagers, and a friend of mine actually went to some thing trying to be an extra in a movie because he had an interest in acting, which he never pursued. But he signed up and all that, and they got a hold of him for this Billy Crystal movie. I forget which one it was. It might have been that one where he's dealing with that real tall dude. I forget what the name of it is, but he could have been in that movie for a decent part of it. But, I mean, last minute he couldn't do it for whatever reason, but that's when he found out what movie it was. Because he thought it was a little weird that, you know, you're going to meet with Billy Crystal and this person, and you're going to be an extra in this movie. He's the email he got, but that would have been badass, him being in a fucking movie with Billy Crystal.
That would have been so dope.
Now I want to look that up, see what movie that was.
Yeah, holy shit, it's pretty cool.
I noticed Rob hasn't uploaded in a while.
Yeah, I wonder why. What's going on with him?
He's supposed to be talking about this UVC bullshit.
I think he did. He uploaded a video about like a day ago or earlier today or something like that.
Fuck. Because I'm sure if he makes a video about it, that'll fucking.
It was that movie My Giant. But
Yeah.
like by my finger here, right there, My Giant. That's the movie that they were filming,
Shit.
and my friend would have been in the background of it. I'm pretty sure that's the one. But yep, he missed out on it. I thought about doing that at one time, but it's like they want money for this and money for that, and it's like I didn't want to go through all that crap. It's like my luck, I'd end up paying a bunch of money for this and that, and then they wouldn't end up using me at all or something. And we've been going at this for almost 3.5 hours.
I know, right? It's almost 3:30 a.m. here.
Yep.
I gotta hit the gate soon.
Same here. 3:20 right now.
I'm gonna
320. Blaze it.
fuck it. Blaze it. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce and brush my teeth and all that. Before I do leave, I want to give a shout out to Barnabas.
Hell yeah.
Leonard Washington. Who else? Fuck. Dr. Chad Wasp. Chad's a very good man. He's a very good plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. He's operated on the Kardashians. He's a beast. Who else? Mango, Duckhead. Want to give you guys a shout out.
Yeah, I guess over 3 hours, that's long enough for this thing. We could probably call this quits now, so it's not too long of a video. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's...
It's already longer than what we normally go. We only normally do it for about 2 hours, so...
The Insomnia podcast is a very fitting name.
I know, right? Sorry, I talk so long. I'm such a chatterbox.
It's all right.
No, it's okay.
No problem there.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
you gotta...
It was talking to you guys.
Yeah, it was very nice talking to you too.
Do you have a channel of your own that you want to shout out or tell people to come to? Or?
Look me up on Twitter, JEENOUSE_. Make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, @Jeenouse. Look me up on YouTube, Jeenouse. And my Twitch is Ben's Bunny. So, make sure to follow me. Keep in touch. I'll probably be posting some new content soon.
Alrighty. It's episode 21. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Thanks for checking out the Average Insomnia podcast. Now go to bed. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next week.